Plus, get a free gift with any pre-owned purchase of $200 or more. Global Golf is home of the best deals in golf, so don't miss our annual holiday shopping event Friday, December 14th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Global Golf, located in North Raleigh, 7320 ACC Boulevard.
Did you know that Bailey's Fine Jewelry has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for luxury designers, fine diamonds, and watches, but we also have a huge selection of jewelry and gifts under $500. We're celebrating making holiday gifting easy since 1948. You can shop online at baileybox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville to see why every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
It's your last chance to snag Dell Technologies' lowest prices of the year before the holidays. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. This is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
They score! WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Midday Wednesday on this WRAL weather alert day, tracking heavy rain, gusty wind, that moving west to east throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s now, but falling through the afternoon. We're dry overnight, but colder, lows in the 30s. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones today is down 21 points to 44,226. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
Belichick become North Carolina's coach. He would be entering college football in an era where we're shifting from NIL to revenue share. There are a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to run out. The reporting and organizational structure, I've been told, is extremely important to Bill Belichick. How would it be set up? What would it be like? Who would he report to? All of those things, combined with the finances of getting North Carolina competitive again, are important. Remember, North Carolina has not won an ACC football title since 1980.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is one of those days. The reason why I say that is because Inside Carolina, a little bit ago, about an hour and a half ago, reported that UNC is finalizing a deal to land Bill Belichick as their new head football coach. And that will send shockwaves across college sports. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show. And starting the day off on the Heister Automotive Group hotline is Pat Welter, WRAL sports reporter. He has been covering UNC not only through the Bill Belichick rise-fall roller coaster of a potential hiring process, but long before that as well. Pat, thank you very much for taking the time. We'll start with this. Are we across the finish line? Are we on the 1 yard line? The Bill Belichick to UNC deal, can we talk about it as if he's the future of UNC?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we reported that an offer had been made to Bill Belichick. He'd already been reported saying that he would accept an offer if it was made. We got a report this morning that there's an expectation of an emergency meeting to be called with the Board of Trustees. So you look at that Inside Carolina report, finalizing a deal. I mean, it's all semantics at this point. To finalize the deal, the board has to meet. The board has to approve the contract. Now, I've been checking in with my sources. That meeting has not yet been called, but the expectation here, I think, with everybody around Chapel Hill is that this is happening.
All right, then my next question is how? How the heck did we get here? How do you even discover that Bill Belichick is interested in something like this? It seems like, that wouldn't even be a call you make.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit me projecting, connecting the dots based on also what I'm hearing as well. And I think what happened was Carolina didn't initially go into this thinking they were going to hire Bill Belichick. I mean, when his name first got floated out, I think most of us thought it was just a smokescreen, a way for him to get an NFL job, a way for him to kind of launch a PR campaign that he was really serious about getting back into the coaching world. But I think what happened was John Summerall at Tulane, who was the consensus top candidate out there, pulls his name out of the running. And then at the conceding timeline with that is Bill Belichick emerges as a serious candidate. I had a source tell me on Monday that this was serious, this was real, and that there was real donor support at Carolina for Bill. And then Bill goes on the Pat McAfee show and basically does a job interview on live television. So at that point, I think we knew it was real. And, there's some people out there that still doubt if this is a good fit. And, I'm rooting for it, at least from a content standpoint. I think the football standpoint is debatable. But I think what happened here is that Carolina looked around and they said, look, we can do worse than the best football coach of all time. It's either Bill Belichick or Jeff Monken, up-and-coming assistant in college football. Those are no guarantees either. So I think, Bill Belichick at a minimum is going to bring a ton of eyeballs to the program. It's going to make them the national spotlight. And I think there's a real chance that they win under him as well.
Pat Welter, WRAL, connecting with us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline here on The Drive. Obviously, if you just took Bill Belichick and dropped him into a traditional college football structure, it's going to be a different buzz. But how revolutionary are you hearing that the actual system, hierarchy, I don't even know what to call it. Some reports out there are Bill Belichick wants to almost completely redesign what a college football front office is.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina, as it stands right now, has a general manager, so they've been operating in the modern NIL landscape with somebody whose job, Patrick Sudis, was dedicated to kind of managing recruits, managing some of the NIL and the transfer portal aspects to all of this. But Bill Belichick, notorious control freak. We saw the reports out yesterday about his 400-page Bible. My source had no knowledge of this Bible, but I feel pretty confident that, Bill Belichick's going to come in here with some very specific wants and needs. And I think that's probably what's holding this up, right? Is Bill Belichick knows what he wants to win. Carolina knows what they have resources-wise and what to offer. And I think there was a little bit of a standoff is what I'm imagining happened here, right? Because it all comes down to leverage, right? Bill Belichick, why does he want Carolina? Well, I think we can safely assume it's probably because he didn't have an NFL job offer out there. I imagine his agent was telling him, hey, there's nothing out here for you as an NFL head coach. Well, Carolina is the best college opening in the country. So who has the leverage in this standpoint? So I think that's what's going on in some of the negotiations where Belichick's saying what he wants, Carolina's saying this is what we can give, and a little bit of standoff, but as it appears, we're reaching the finish line finally.
What does it say about UNC's commitment to football that, even if they don't meet every demand in the reported 400-page organizational Bible, what does it mean if kind of they're able to get close, right, to just their commitment to maybe not being a basketball school, as everybody wants to call them, and making a football commitment?
Well, I think what we've seen based on some of our reporting at WRAL, some of the national reporting out there, there's a lot of conflicting opinions and agendas at Carolina. We saw this on the way out with Mac Brown, with John Pryor, members of the board not being happy with how that went down. I've reported that there was a split among people that didn't support Bubba Cunningham and his future at Carolina. But then on the other side of the coin, the athletics office would tell you that they have invested and they have the numbers to prove it in this athletic program, in the football program specifically under Mac Brown, and have made major investments to it. I would say the truth lies somewhere in the middle, right? I think the last couple of years, Carolina was lucky to keep Omarion Hampton. They were lucky to keep Drake May. These were kids that are from North Carolina, had emotional ties to the school. But in the real NIL landscape, we just saw a Duke quarterback walk out the door after 1 year. If they didn't have that loyalty tied in, I think they would have lost potentially both of those players. So, and we're seeing it in basketball as well. Carolina, the roster has a problem right now in its construction, and some of that is tied to NIL. You got AJ DeBenedicta going to BYU. So I think Carolina thinks they're in a good position financially, but college football is changing and college athletics are changing by the day. It's a little unfortunate how tied winning seems to money, and Carolina's going to need more money to win. But then you look at Bill Belichick, who's historically won with lesser talent, one of the greatest game plan in-game coaches of all time, that I think, regardless of where they're at resources-wise, his on-field football product should be, at least they're not going to get out-coached by BC. Let's just put it that way on the road.
Pat Welter, WRAL Sports Reporter. Pat, before we let you go, and thank you, and I guarantee you today is a wild day for you, just like it is for us, so thank you for taking the time. When you hire a 70-something-year-old coach, the succession plan has to be at least part of the conversation. Steve Belichick's name has been brought in. Some of the names mentioned as assistant coaches are A-listers. Have you heard anything about, now that we're kind of assuming Bill Belichick's going to be the guy, who might be coming with him?
I've had a source emphatically tell me that nothing has been promised as far as like coach in waiting to Stephen Belichick. Now, we're going to see, right? Like, this contract's going to be available for us publicly because UNC is a public institution. So we're going to see if there's language in there that says that. It's hard, if they did put that in there, that wouldn't necessarily be the greatest PR move, right? So maybe it's more of a handshake thing if it even exists. But like I said, I've been emphatically told that wasn't true, at least in the part of the process that my source was tied into. So we'll see. I think one of the downfalls with Belichick in New England was actually his staff, right? Like, at the end, this is a guy that was notorious for building a coaching tree, was known as a great GM, but in the end, he was making puzzling roster decisions, puzzling staff decisions. There was the whole offensive coordinator conundrum with Matt Patricia. It just didn't make a lot of sense from the outside. So that's kind of where some of that age comes through, where it seemed like, Belichick was bringing in his buddies and not necessarily the best minds in football. So that's certainly something I'm looking for here. How much power are they giving Bill Belichick with the staff? And has he learned from his year away what he really does need to do to win?
Pat, we appreciate it. Keep doing great work. We'll follow along with all the latest at WRAL. And again, if something else crazy happens, we'll call you. We'll get you right back on. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Stay tuned this afternoon. I'm in a Starbucks parking lot right now on my way to campus. I'll be live every hour starting at 4 o'clock on WRAL. So stick with me, Brian Murphy, Chris Lee, Luis Fernandez. We're working hard for you guys out there.
Sweet. Thanks, Pat.
Thanks.
Once again, Pat Welter, WRAL. You just heard the plug there. They will be as up to date as anybody when it comes to the Bill Belichick to UNC. It looks like it's happening. Pat kind of confirmed at the beginning there that the assumption is everybody will make it happen, even though if they're not all the way across the finish line yet.
Yeah. What time does the meeting start? That's what I want to know.
I think this is one of those meetings that starts like when they call it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's board of trustees, emergency, but it's just like, all right, we're all here. All right, everyone got food? All right, let's go.
And let's get it started. And then I assume, I was actually just talking to somebody about this, about like if you're going to propose, like we're talking about marriage, I was like, my only advice is only propose if you're like 100% sure you know what the answer is going to be, right? Like, it's very rare do you see someone going in throwing a 50-50 ball on a marriage proposal. Like, she wants to, you want to, and you've probably had conversations about it, then ask. I don't think you ask for the vote on approval of a head coaching contract if you're not pretty darn sure how it's going to go, right? You're not throwing a 50-50. Like, let's get together and vote on the Bill Belichick as potential head coach deal and then, like, be genuinely surprised by the result. Once they call for the vote, I have a pretty good idea that there'll be a lot of yays in that meeting. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will continue to talk Bill Belichick to UNC.
Yeah, stay locked in.
What it means for the program, why Bill Belichick would be interested in this position, what it could be for college sports. There's a lot of rippling impacts from the Bill Belichick to UNC reports coming out here today. Stick around. We'll break it down more coming up next.
We're kicking it this fall with college football. Join 99.9 The Fan all season long and catch your favorite teams in action. The ACC, the SEC, and every conference that matters. You'll find the best matchups here.
The Blue Devils up 21-20, and they got their arms reaching for that bell.
College football on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Wake Med, Sammy's Tap and Grill, and Roofworks.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox from my friends at Loan Pronto. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash out in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you could be credit card debt-free. Call 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Introducing a product that redefines living well.
Luxury.
Designed to satisfy your wildest desires.
Extravagance.
Overflowing with suspense, dripping with wealth.
Fortune.
The $8 million moneymaker from the North Carolina Education Lottery, with prizes that start at $100 and go up to $8 million. Every win's a big win.
Whisper.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.14. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Ho ho, how about this for holiday plans? Head to Raleigh Beer Garden, home of 3 Guinness Book of World Records, including over 380 drafts on tap. That'll jingle your bell. Plan your Holly Jolly meetup at Raleigh Beer Garden for great food and drink specials. And starting December 20th, play Hop Shots Mini Golf in our climate-controlled tent. Raleigh Beer Garden, open daily from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and hosting the Triangle's best party on New Year's Eve. Follow us to see all our specials and events at raleighbeergarden.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Shop limited time deals on last minute gifts now at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Werner 6-foot aluminum stepladder. Was $89, now just $39. Plus, get your choice of select Craftsman V20 tools for only $39. And save time and money with free shipping on orders of $45 or more. Because Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/5 through 12/11. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Inside Carolina had the report earlier today. UNC, Bill Belichick finalizing a deal to make him their next head coach. There's varying degrees of how much they have to finalize, but it appears as if Bill Belichick will be the head coach of UNC starting next season, starting soon. And hopefully very soon for UNC fans because the portal's already open and coaches got to get to work. This is a few – there's so many ways to look at this. I think it's important to just look at it from North Carolina's perspective, right? Remove Bill Belichick, the name, and just treat Bill Belichick as an investment, and this is a sign from UNC. Bill Belichick is not going to show up on your campus for pennies. He's going to be expensive, and he's going to understand how much you have to spend to win. He's going to understand how much you have to pay assistant coaches, how much you have to pay front office, how much you have to pay players. And if you're out there pinching pennies, he's not going to be interested in coming to your school. So this is a move from UNC to be all in on football. And guess what? This is the part that's crazy. Maybe take a few dollars or cents away from the basketball team.
Oh, okay.
There's only so much you can spend. Once this revenue share opportunity becomes a thing, right, and reportedly it'll be approved in time for this upcoming year, your school's going to have a little over $20 million to revenue share with student athletes. Notice I didn't say with football players or basketball players. You get a little over $20 million to revenue share, which means to pay all of your student athletes. There's roughly 70 to 80 or 70, 75%, depending on how the final language comes out, can go to one sport. If you give all 70 to 75%, whatever that number comes out to be, to football, which I guarantee you Bill Belichick's not going to be like, yeah, give us 40%. That'll be cool.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
That's 25, 30% that can go to basketball or other sports. There will be less to spend. It's actually the revenue share model as it's being proposed right now and expected to be accepted is kind of a salary cap for all sports combined into one salary cap, which means like in the NFL, every dollar spent on running backs is a dollar not spent on linebackers. It'll be every dollar spent on football is a dollar not spent on basketball, baseball, soccer, like all of it. This is a move, a financial move from UNC to be all in for football, which, by the way, pure business, it's a smart way to handle it. It's a smart way. I got in a Twitter debate with somebody today, which is always fun. I joke about Twitter, but when there's two, like legitimately, hey, I'm seeing both sides of the argument, people, it's a good time. Because I was referring to basketball teams as from Group of 5 universities. And they're like, there's more than 5 mid-majors in college basketball, and are you saying UConn's not? The reason why I use the football designation of Power 4 and Group of 5 when talking about all sports is because it's a financial thing. If you are in one of the Power 4 and about to be Power 5 again conferences, you get more media rights money. Your contract is larger. Your athletics program is getting more money every year, and that is a huge advantage, and you should be judged as if you're getting more resources. Now, even when you're talking about basketball, you're talking about power conference and Group of 5 conferences because the football media money drives everything. So if you are a quote-unquote basketball school, you still need to make a massive investment in your football program to make sure your football program is good enough to get you near the top of the media rights payments in the power conferences, in the Cool Kids Club. If they do go to a super conference in the next 5-10 years and they do separate from the NCAA, you still need your football team to be picked for those events. So for the future of basketball, you need to make sure your football program is cranking. This is a move from UNC to do just that, or to at least swing for the fences to do just that.
Speaking of that, of football, Trey Boston, former Carolina Panther defensive back, also played at North Carolina.
Yep.
Posted on X. He's actually been kind of active on social media about this whole Bill Belichick thing. Posted on X 6 minutes ago. So take this for what it is. Word is, deal is done. Bill to the hill. # go Heels. This was 6 minutes ago.
Well, first of all, Trey Boston, he's in media. He's done some ACC network stuff.
Yes.
So, he understands how all this goes. He was a massive advocate for Steve Wilkes to get the job.
He was. I think because he played under Wilkes.
Until the Bill Belichick stuff appeared to become complete. So that and then all of a sudden it's, hey, let's go Heels, Bill Belichick. Oh my gosh. I respect the former player nature of that, which is, hey, here I think player A, I think candidate A, Coach A is the one. Let's go with Coach A. Coach A. They're like, it's Coach B. Woohoo! Let's go Coach B. Because you want your program to be good, even if you think the other guy was the right pick. Now, what's the point of crying over spilled milk, right?
So, yeah, take that for what it is, but it might be a thing.
Yeah, and he's like I said, he's done media stuff as well. That's not – every once in a while you see a former athlete try to get in the breaking news business, and I'm like, but if you're in the media world, you should be able to be a little bit more trusted in those situations. The crazy part – I've said this a bunch of times. You're going to hear me say it 100 times today. I don't know when it's going to get to the point where, like, I believe it. It still feels unfathomable that Bill Belichick's going to be coaching in college. But the fact that it's happening to me, from a UNC standpoint, is actions screaming, we're not playing around with football. Because think about it like this. The reports are out there that Mac Brown, who, by the way, has to be sitting somewhere going, what in the heck is this?
Huh?
How? What? I was just there. The seat I sit in is still warm. Like, what the heck?
I'm still packing shoes, man.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's about to be, I don't know, they're Jordan 7s. I have no clue.
Don't let me go down that tangent. Don't let me go down that tangent.
They told me they're Jordan 6s. But like Mac Brown, there's, I mean, not just one report. I think enough reports out there that we can believe it, was constantly asking for more commitment into the football program, and constantly saying the financial commitment had to be more, and constantly saying this is what other teams are dealing with. Why can't we get closer to that number? And Mac Brown, by the way, is not some nobody. One of 3 active national championship winning coaches was asking for things and not getting an affirmative answer, not getting yes. And he gets fired. Bill Belichick comes in and is now, I mean, I assume since it looks like he's going to be the coach, is getting yes on a lot of those things. That it's a change in mindset for UNC. And maybe it just took somebody like Bill Belichick to ask for it. I'll use this as what I mean by that. There used to be a joke when I played at the University of Delaware that if a backup were to go ask the equipment people for like new gloves, here you go, and they'd give you like 2 left-hand 4X gloves and be like, that's what we got. But if a starter walked up, here, what size would you like? Oh, let's get you the newest model, because starters carried more cachet. I guess in analogy, Mac Brown is the backup. Hey, man, I need this much for NIL. I need this much for my running backs to stick around. I need this much for an assistant coaching pool. And they're like, best I can do is 20% of that. Bill Belichick goes up. Sure, here, what would you like? Oh, how much money would you like for your backup tight end? Yeah, let's push that through. Oh, we can fundraise. Oh, we can sell tickets. Oh, we can do this. Hey, we're going to be selling cut-off hoodies. It's Bill Belichick, because he's Bill Belichick, appears to be bringing UNC into a different level of commitment to football, which is pretty darn exciting. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have more aspects to get to when it comes to Bill Belichick to UNC, but talking about making an investment, Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, specifically their Village District location in Raleigh. If you're looking to make an investment in a timepiece, which, by the way, if you do your research, you talk to the experts at Bailey's Fine Jewelry. They hang out in the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop on the right side of their Village District location. Rolexes, which they have the largest selection in North Carolina of pre-owned and vintage Rolexes, some of the Omegas. If you do your research and you know what you're buying, you can have a statement piece on your wrist, something that you're proud, something that makes you feel good to wear, that can also be going up or down in value, right? Again, you have to know what you're looking for and make some good decisions, but it could be something like an investment. Or you could invest in your relationship. Head over to the Bailey's Fine Jewelry main showroom. Look at the holiday hoop earrings, the Christmas classics with the diamond staples, a cheerful color, meaning gemstones that bring a pop of color to earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. If you're looking for something for that special someone in your life, an investment, if you will, right? Happy wife, happy life, happy girlfriend, happy life. It's all there at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District location. You can check out the gift guide at baileybox.com to gather some information before you head out. If you do that, if you do head out, if you do talk to them at Bailey's, make sure they know you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan from me, Tim. More on the obvious, the UNC Bill Belichick situation. We also have the Dean's List, which we'll do our best to hit, coming up next.
It's bow time.
'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's Bo time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Think Santa's got a mixed bag of treats? Soundstation and Security may have him beat. Soundstation and Security has a huge variety of gift ideas for everything audio and automotive. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires. We even offer full vehicle service, alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. These are great unique gift ideas. Plus, Soundstation and Security has a variety of financing options. Downtown Smithfield or on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. And online at myhotsound.com.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and more. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Priced so amazingly low.
Curbside pickup and delivery available, and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly.
Brotherhood of Rock. Now they celebrate 25 years. Sticks. Kevin Cronin, former lead singer of REO Speedwagon. Special guest Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles. July 9th, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. Tickets on sale Friday at LiveNation.com. Sticks. Kevin Cronin, Don Felder, part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series.
If you're in need of a midweek boost, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, has you covered. It's the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. That's funny just to say. Now, every Wednesday, you can get parlay profit boosts on everything from spreads to totals, even player props. Don't let the weekends have all the fun. Take advantage of the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack right now. Who knows? It might just become your thing. Look for the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack in the FanDuel app to find your profit boost. Go to FanDuel.com/AdamGold and take advantage. Have some fun. FanDuel.com/AdamGold and have a good time. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The news of the day, the reports out there, multiple now, that Bill Belichick and UNC are going to end up in a partnership, head coach and school. Crazy, and one day I'll get used to it. Today will probably not be the day. Inside Carolina had the report first. I want to hear what you have to say. So we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Heister Automotive Group Hotline, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. If you want to call in and let us know how you think this is going to go. Is it a great move? Is it a bad move? What are the obstacles? What are the benefits of Bill Belichick taking over the UNC football program? That's the number to call, 919-860-5326. There are already comments pouring in on our YouTube live stream. Dennis, what do you have?
So we posed the question out there, would Bill Belichick work at UNC? As simple as that.
The billion-dollar question.
Mix of people out there, including Randy says, yes, I do. Go Heels. Also, Kessler says, if Deion Sanders can work at Colorado, then the possibilities are endless with Bill Belichick at UNC. Joshua says, yes, imagine Bill Belichick game planning against Wake Forest. Not going to be close. But there's a mix out there. 1441 Bradley says, I hope he is not the coach. Horrible decision. Please hire someone younger. Brian Walters also says, I would rather have Steve Wilks, definitely a better long-term option. Bill Belichick, 72, Mac Brown, 73, Steve Wilks, 55. So, yes, there's a whole mix, including Danny Jones says, please get Bill. Who the hell else are we going to hire right now?
There's that, too. Again, the phone line's open. I'm going to respond to a lot of that. Phone line's open, 919-860-5326. I think there's two parts here. There's the immediate impact and there's the long-term potential level up for UNC. The immediate impact, I would say, lasts as long as Bill Belichick is the coach, right? As long as he is coaching the program, you're going to have one of the best schemers in the history of football.
And as Harold just pointed out, stadium will be full.
Stadium will be full to watch one of the biggest stars in the sport. The immediate impact is Bill Belichick as head coach and however long that lasts. You're going to have a guy that can get in any room. I saw Evan Cohen, who hosts on Sportsmanlike every morning here on 99.9 The Fan, as well as multiple ESPN markets. He was talking about, like, go get Jalen Milroe. He's saying, like, Bill Belichick is going to be big game hunting in the transfer portal because he's Bill Belichick. So that's the immediate impact. I think the long-term impact is something that's not being overlooked, which is he's going to come in with a certain level of this is the structure I wanted, right? And the reports are, and was it Ollie Connolly at The Guardian had the report, that there's a 400-page organizational Bible that Bill Belichick has drawn up for how he wants the program to run. And it involves front office, it involves GM, it involves scouting departments, it involves essentially salary demands for each position group. And it's restructuring everything, right? It's not a traditional college football structure. Now, if you think that's where college football is going, if you think that's where college football, the more professional model, it's starting to look more and more like the NFL, then Bill Belichick can come in and get you there first, right? He can get you there right out the gate, right? An immediate big change to the most modern hierarchy, the most modern structure. And then the long-term significance of that is whoever comes in next already has an NFL, a pro structure built in their college program, right? So the immediate impact and the long-term impact can both be positive. You can also split them up, right? Maybe Bill Belichick doesn't win as much as a coach because he's I don't know, doesn't relate to 22-year-olds, but he builds this entire professional behind-the-scenes deal, and the next guy benefits. Reverse could also happen. Maybe he wins a bunch because he's a great scheming coach, X's and O's, and the structure falls apart for the next guy. But either way, there are two different conversations to have about Belichick to UNC. Again, the Heister Automotive Group hotline is open for your reactions to the reports inside Carolina First that Bill Belichick and UNC are finalizing a deal. 919-860-5326. Matt in Burlington, you are up first. What are your thoughts on Bill Belichick to Chapel Hill?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of skeptical at first about it, with his age and everything. But the more I think about it, it's forcing our administration to go all in and to give them the NIL money and, all the resources that, big-time football, requires. And so, if we can have any kind of success, maybe win an ACC championship, in the first 2 or 3 years while we still have Belichick, I think it justifies, going all in for the future. And I think that, that sets us up a lot better, going forward as a football program.
How would you feel if part of the agreement, even if it's just a handshake like you have my word, involves Steve Belichick, Bill's son, being the head coach in waiting?
Yeah, I'm not super crazy about that. Anytime you see Steve on the sidelines, he looks like he might be under the influence of some stuff. But he's
got crazy eyes, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's got crazy eyes. If that's what we got to do, then I just want big time football at Carolina. I'm one of the few football first UNC fans, and there's not that many of us. And I'm just excited that we're taking a swing at it.
All right, I appreciate the call. Call back in any time. There better be more football first UNC fans now, because everything the caller just said. They're now all in. It's forcing them to make a bigger commitment to football. It is, they're a bit more pot committed now. That comes with the request for more cash. And it might not be that blatant. It might not be, hey, we have Bill Belichick now, give us a check. But it might be, you do have to fill the stadium. Maybe prices do go up a little bit. Maybe the spring game is a ticketed event, and those tickets go up in price because you have to find the money for everything Bill Belichick wants somewhere. And I talked about this yesterday. If I remember correctly, Colorado had a bit of this when they hired Deion, which was, they signed him to whatever. Like, I'm just going to use a round number. I don't remember the exact breakdown of the contract, but let's say they signed Deion to a $10 million a year contract. The question for the athletic director was like, do you have $10 million a year to pay a coach?
I think it was just under $6 million.
Okay, well,
It was 5.84.
Like, do you have that money? And for the assistants and for everything else? And the answer was like, well, we have this year. And then we are of the belief that we will make so much more money because of what this program is going to do that we'll have it for the next year. And guess what? I guarantee you they do. Colorado's been a massive money maker since Deion Sanders got there, and UNC might be making a similar bet. Like, okay, we will commit this amount of money to you with the expectation that the program is going to be more profitable with you as the coach. So we have the money for this year, and next year we have to make that money because it's not in our hands as of yet. But that's part of being a business owner, right? Part of being a business owner is spending a ton on inventory, hoping you'll be able to sell it, right? I've watched Shark Tank. One of the questions they always ask is, how much money do you have in inventory? And they're like, $300,000. And it's like, well, then what do you need us for? You got to spend money to make money in a lot of ways. Maybe you're spending money this year on Bill Belichick that you had earmarked for next year, but part of it is we expect to make all that back and then some. It is a massive commitment, though, especially if UNC got anywhere near what was reported as very, very high demands by Belichick if he was going to come coach at the college level. I also, going back to like it takes Bill Belichick, it's one thing and it's easier to spend a bunch of money when you're getting Bill Belichick. It's the brand name thing, right?
Sure.
It's and now once you spend all that money, like I say, you're pot committed. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this, but if you buy something on the cheap and it breaks, you're more likely to just go, we tried. If you buy something super expensive and it breaks, you're more likely to say, all right, if we have to throw some more money at this thing to get it working, I don't want to have wasted all that money we spent up front. If you're paying Bill Belichick, I'm just, again, pick a number, $10 million a year, and he comes and says, hey, for me to be successful, I need another $2 million in NIL money, you're less likely to go, no. You're like, actually, I don't want to have wasted that $10 million. If that $10 million needs just 2 more to work, all right, let's find the $2 million. Meanwhile, Mac Brown's making $5 million a year, which is what all the reported salaries were, and he comes and asks for $2 million. You're not, well, I don't know if I want to give you 40% of what we've already spent. Again, it's just you're more pot committed. So it's the big leap. Saying yes to this now commits you to more investment in the future, which I think is a pretty good deal.
I also wonder what the reaction is going to be by other schools, not only just in this area. Like, what is NC State thinking? Like, wait a second, if they're pouring more money in and they get fast success at Carolina with Bill Belichick, it's like, all right, do we need to put more money into what we're doing at football? Same with Duke. What about other schools in the ACC? There could be a potential trickle-down effect to the other schools in the ACC if this works out, if this actually does happen and it works out. What's the impact on everyone else?
That's the benefit of being first.
Yeah, that's true.
The benefit of being first is you take the risk, right? Because this might explode in your face. I've said that from the beginning.
Dual Note 814 says, when does NC State go and try and hire Eli Manning so they don't have to worry about losing to Bill?
That actually, I don't know if they saw it, but
well done.
That's
my first time seeing it.
No, I mean I'm just saying at 1:27 p.m. I tweeted out Eli Manning should petition for more eligibility and join NC State. So either great minds think alike or you just tried to pawn off my joke on my show.
There you go. I didn't see you post that, so there's that.
There it is. No, I'm kidding. I'm not accusing of plagiarism, but great minds think alike, and it's not the most original joke on the planet, but it is funny. There's a lot of that kind of stuff, right? Like, should Rex Ryan take the NC State defensive coordinator job, which is open right now? Get back the Jets-Patriots right here in the triangle? Is there that sort of thing happening?
UNC's looking for an offensive coordinator now, too. Chip Lindsey's going to Michigan.
True. And I imagine Bill Belichick wants to bring in all of it. Like, I actually just, what was it, a week or two ago, I gave the UNC assistant coaches part of our dean's list because they got 7 letters of intent signed on early signing day, despite the fact that there was no head coach in the in the program. There was no leader, and they still got 7 guys to commit. So I was like, that's just doing your job for professional pride. You're probably not even going to be around. I almost guarantee they're not going to be around if Bill Belichick gets to be the head coach because a little bit of he's a trust guy. He's got an inner circle. He's not like, oh, you're doing a pretty good job. I don't know you that well, but I'll keep you around. I think it's going to be hand-picked assistants at every single position for Bill. So, sorry, you're probably on the way out. It is a truly, truly wild day for NC State. for UNC and NC State, I guess. You got your rival just signed or agreed to or is finalizing terms with a 6-time Super Bowl champion head coach. That's going to shake you a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But it is also time for the Dean's List. We want to make sure we get that in. We're going to be coming back to the Belichick UNC talk all day. But we do the Dean's List every day about this time, and that's got to keep rolling too. These are college newsmakers from the teams that we cover that did something exceptional. I'm going to start with the administration at the University of North Carolina for taking the jump and making the commitment. But also on our Dean's List, I'm going to throw Tony Gibson. All right, I'm just going to throw this out there. My curiosity has been exceptionally piqued. Dennis is now reading something off of someone's phone in the producer's room. There's a chuckle. There's a smile. This is like, people are whispering in the corner, and I just need to know.
So this comes from Kevin Seifert of ESPN. Joel from High School OT just brought this to my attention. Kevin Seifert from ESPN saying, among the looming issues are the potential role for his son, talking regarding Bill Belichick in North Carolina.
This is of the things that still need to be finalized?
Yes.
Okay. For UNC and Belichick.
Among the looming issues are the potential role for his son and current Washington defensive coordinator Stephen Belichick, North Carolina's name, image, and likeness resources, Belichick's salary and resources for the staff, and reporting structure.
So that's it? Those are the final hurdles?
Is it among the looming issues?
What have they agreed on? Everything except for NIL money, salary, roles for the assistants.
And his son.
I mean, what a report. The reason why I'm flabbergasted by that is if that's all that needs to be finalized, you really don't have an agreement. You don't even have like an understanding, unless you're very close on all of those things. Unless it's like, we still need to finalize the salary. I want $10 million. You want me at 9.8. Like, then it's like, we're going to get there. It's just a matter of who wins the last little bit. If those are like significant hurdles, then some journalists out there jump the gun in their reports. But if those are not the hurdles, then you gosh, I don't even know what to do with that. Let's get back to the Dean's List, which actually, you know what? No, another UNC piece here. Offensive lineman Austin Blaskier, I think is how you pronounce it. Center that transferred to UNC from Georgia last offseason. His name had been in the portal at 2:24 this afternoon, so a little over an hour ago. He tweeted, "I've decided to take my name out of the transfer portal. #GoHeels." That seems like fortuitous timing, right? Actually, now that Bill Belichick looks like he's going to be the coach, I might stick around and see what this is like. So there's movement on every side. This might just be a testament to, or a magnifying glass on, how chaotic it's been behind the scenes for UNC in this hiring process. It doesn't seem like anyone's been on the same page at any point in time, and that goes for all the reporters, the people behind the scenes, people in front of the scenes. Everybody's been kind of dragged in a million different directions. Dean's List. How about this? I'm going Tony Gibson, who the defensive coordinator that left NC State. Reason being, going home is never something to scoff at. The reports are out there. He took a pay cut from $1.5 million as NC State's defensive coordinator to $1 million to be Marshall's head coach, but he's from West Virginia. I like to point out that players and coaches are human, and you know, we paint them as these like gotta win at all cost monsters that are just driven to, you know, climb the ladder, and sometimes it's like, no, me and the family want to go back home. So I just, you know, taking a $500,000 pay cut is no small amount of money, but doing so for the right reasons would be kind of cool. Last one I have here, Common Malawash, Duke basketball. 17.7 rebounds in 22 minutes last night versus Incarnate Word. Going into the game, that was one of the things I wanted to see Duke do, was trust him more. He shoots a ridiculous percentage. He's shooting like 80% from the field.
Well, I'd hope when everything's at the rim.
Well, that's my point. If someone's shooting 80%, keep going to him. He had been playing 17 minutes, so 22 minutes, that's more. I still think there could be more there. If he's that good, keep him on the floor. That's it for Dean's List, unless you have one you want to add, Dennis.
Nothing really to throw in there.
Perfect. Don't forget, on Monday, 99.9 The Fan will unveil our new December station tradition, the 5 days of Canesmas, presented by Hardee's. We are celebrating not only the holidays, but we're celebrating our connection with our hometown hockey team during the holidays by giving you free stuff all week long. I've seen some of the list of the free stuff we will be giving away.
It's pretty dope.
Pretty sweet stuff. We can't give you more than that. I wish we could, but it's pretty. You're going to want to be tuned in. Listen for the 5 days of Canesmas. That's again next week, starting on Monday. Presented by Hardee's, where their famous cinnamon raisin biscuits are back for a limited time and served all day, all season long. Unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. So, as we continue to, we'll leave the phone lines open, by the way. If you want to call in and react to Bill Belichick UNC news, Heister Automotive Group hotline 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Do you know what is one of those under-the-radar things that I don't think we'll ever get an answer to, but I really want? Is who made the first call? Was there someone, like, I don't even think this is an insult. I think this is factual. Was there someone within UNC's brain trust of hiring that was delusional enough to be like, hey, before we move on, we should call Bill Belichick, see if he wants to take the job? Or was there a Bill Belichick reaching out to UNC that happened that made them think this was possible?
Mm-hmm.
And if that happened, right, because I want to know who made the first move, if you will. Who batted their eyes across the bar at who first. And if it was Bill Belichick, which I think is the only way this happens, I don't think UNC even thinks to reach out to Bill Belichick until they have some indication that he's interested in the job or at least coaching in college or something. But But if it does, like, I want to know what the reaction of UNC was. If Bubba Cunningham was, like, sitting in a room and, I don't know, his secretary had to walk in and be like, you're never going to guess who's on the phone. It's Bill Belichick's agent, and he told me not to tell anyone. Like I
sounds like a prank caller.
Yeah, exactly. All right, tell him to hang up and tell my roommate from college I'll call him later, right? Like, stop trying to call and say you're Bill Belichick. I got to find a coach to hire. I just want to know the origination of this. Because now, like, you know, once we learned about it, they had already interviewed. They had already kind of taken the first steps. They were on the doorstep of the second interview by the time we heard that the first interview took place. But the origin story, the genesis of it, to me, is as interesting as anything. The origin of it, the first spark of it is as interesting as anything because, you know, it's easy to get the last yard over the end zone, right? The hard part is knowing to throw the ball to Bill. Oh, my. Can you imagine? Maybe have Gronk do it. That way.
There you go.
Tell Gronk to let UNC know I'm interested. That way, if they're not interested, I can just go, oh, that's just Gronk being funny. Got to set yourself up for an out. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending, home of the no-cost loan. Hey, maybe someone's looking for a very, very high-priced house in the area. Maybe somebody just got a gigantic new job that, you know, is going to move them quickly because there's parts of their business that are starting up very soon and they have to be in Chapel Hill in the immediate future. If you're looking for a mortgage, Miller Lending's the place to call. And the beauty of it is you might be in an industry where it's very difficult to stay somewhere for longer than 2 or 3 years before taking another job, getting fired, something along those lines. The no closing cost loan means every time you get a mortgage every couple years, you are not taking money out of your pocket, and it prevents you from making the mistake of buying down your rate a whole bunch with money up front when you're not going to hold that mortgage for a long time. Now, this could apply to super duper highly paid coaches. Could also apply to any of us, right? Nobody knows what the future holds. You may be looking for a new house 2 years from now. Maybe your family's expanding and you need another room. Maybe you're an empty nester and you want to downsize. Maybe you need to move closer to family, further from family, closer to a job, further from a job. Whatever it is, if you think there's a chance you might be getting a new mortgage, refinancing if rates drop, that's another reason. You definitely want to call Miller Lending because they are the best at adapting and adjusting to your needs because of that no closing cost loan, no third-party fees, no closing costs whatsoever. Give them a call to set it up or find out more information, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or you can visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that is millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, more on Bill Belichick and UNC. We're going to try to get a former UNC athlete on the phone to talk about what it's like for his former team. Stick around.
Keep pounding. Panther Talk, Panthers Playbook, the Paw Print. Follow your Carolina Panthers all season with us.
Shotgun snap, quick throw, near side. Tommy Tremble into the end zone, front right corner of the end zone. Carolina back on top. The gutsy call pays off.
Your home for complete Carolina Panthers coverage. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Drive-through car washes are quick, but a mobile detailer gets to the nitty-gritty. AutoBell Car Wash is the sweet spot between both. We quickly clean your car from the inside out to save you time. Get the app at autobell.com.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and that means limited time savings on the paint pros need. Right now, save $15 on 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams All-Purpose Power Primer. Plus, get it delivered to your job site with free same-day delivery when you order by 2 p.m. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey from Bailey Bailey's Fine Jewelry. This holiday season, why not give a gift that truly shines? At Bailey's, we believe in making every moment special, and our carefully curated selection of fine jewelry is sure to bring joy to your loved ones. From stunning diamonds to designer jewelry and luxury watches, we have the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Gift the magic of a Bailey box and make this Christmas unforgettable. Visit us today in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Digging out from under a giant gift list? Kill two birds with one stone at the Dugout Tavern and Grill. First, grab a much-needed break from holiday prep at the #1 sports bar in Apex. Second, get Dugout gift cards for everyone on your list. For every $50 card you buy, you get a bonus $10 gift card. Think teachers, babysitters, pet sitters, Secret Santa gifts. Dugout Tavern and Grill can also host your holiday party or cater it and come to you. Find us on Kelly Road in Apex, thedugouttavern.com.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment and cost you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
End your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Hey friends, it's Paul Eihander for FanDuel. If you are in need of a midweek boost, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook's got you covered with the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack. Every Wednesday, you can get parlay profit boosts on everything from spreads to over-unders and even player props. Don't let the weekend have all the fun. Take advantage of the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack, and who knows, it might just become your favorite day. Look for the Hump Day Parlays Reward Stack in your FanDuel app and find your profit boosts. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul. That's FanDuel.com/Paul. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Max wager amount applies. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Midday Wednesday on this WRAL weather alert day, tracking heavy rain, gusty wind, that moving west to east throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s now, but falling through the afternoon. We're dry overnight, but colder, lows in the 30s. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is down 99 points today to 44,148.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, football at 4. If you are tuned in, just left work, you get off at 4, you jump in the car, you've been wired in, locked in, spreadsheets, no distractions, I've got a doozy for you. Inside Carolina reporting Bill Belichick and UNC are finalizing a deal for Belichick to be the next head coach of the UNC Tar Heels. Yeah, that's a doozy, ain't it? We spend a lot of the first hour looking at it from North Carolina's perspective. I have one question for Bill Belichick.
Okay.
And I assume we won't get an answer for it at his first press conference. It'll probably be something like, well, football.
I'm on to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, we got to get out to the Shrine Bowl, the Senior Bowl. Here's my question, and it's simple. Why? Why? You are Bill Belichick. You are 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach Bill Belichick. You are making reportedly $20 million plus per year with the Patriots. You're not motivated by money. Your legacy is secure. You're one of the greatest defensive minds of all time. Being a college head football coach is not like picking up a couple shifts as a stalker at the grocery store. Like you see some people in retirement just like, I need to get out of the house. I want to make a little bit of cash.
Just something to do.
This is a lot of work. Why? Secondarily, why college and not wait around for a pro job?
Maybe that's the thing.
You don't think Bill Belichick could get a pro job? He's 14 wins from the all-time NFL head coaching wins record. 14 wins from passing Don Shula as the winningest head coach in the history of the game.
The only reason I could see an NFL team probably hiring him is we have a roster that we feel can win right now. We just need the head coach in place to do it.
Yep.
That's the only reason why. I'm not going to turn things over to him for a rebuild.
I agree with that. I don't think, the Jets like a team with a lot of things to do, but
he's already turned them down once.
But that's true. If there's a team out there that like maybe hasn't fired their coach, but is going to miss out on the playoffs over this next section here, right? Like they feel like they're close, but they need something to get more. Like I have a hard time believing Bill Belichick would go 2 hiring cycles without a serious offer. But let's say that even. Let's pretend like getting the all-time NFL wins record is off the table, not because he doesn't want to coach in the NFL, but because the NFL doesn't want him. UNC is not an easy turnaround. They've got things they need to fix. They've got obviously money concerns that I guess will be alleviated by the commitment to what Bill Belichick is asking for. There's just a lot to get to. Hey, Dennis, why don't you go ahead and call that the former player that I was talking about?
Okay.
I think we can make it happen right now. But from a Bill Belichick standpoint, this is a move that makes me consider him a psycho. Right? This is just somebody that wants to be around football. And rather than just saying, the NFL doesn't want me, the NFL retires everybody at some point, he's saying, I'm going to find a team to coach. I'm going to find a team to coach some way, somehow. And if that is UNC, that is UNC. And if that is some other college, that is some other college. All right, joining us now on the Heister Automotive Group hotline as we continue our coverage of the news that it looks like Bill Belichick and UNC will be linked as head coach and football team starting next year. We bring on a UNC legend, Bryn Renner. He is amongst the top 5 in passing yards and passing touchdowns and a whole bunch of other stats at UNC. And his alma mater just got a doozy of a report that Bill Belichick likely to be their head coach. Bryn, appreciate you for joining us again on such short notice. Just first reactions. When the Bill Belichick, let's even go back to the first interview. When the report was out there that he was interviewing for your Tar Heels, what does that do to your mindset?
Hey, Tim, thanks for having me. I think I was like everybody else in America. I think I was very shocked and honestly pleased from a couple different standpoints. Obviously, Carolina is near and dear to my heart, but his experience and his expertise and knowledge of the game of football and what it can provide a young man who's, 17, 18, 19 years old and now going to be 20, 21 at the stage we are with college athletics, I think I was fired up. And no matter if it was Carolina or another school, his ability to teach the techniques of football, his ability to grow the game and the knowledge, grow coaches within the game. And I was watching the Pat McAfee show when he went on there, and his explanation of what his goals and what it would look like if, and he used that word if in capital letters with Pat McAfee, what it would be, it fired me up. I think that news of him potentially becoming the next head coach of North Carolina is something that's going to be not only good for the university, but
if it does happen, for the entire college football landscape.
Now, there's been just a wide array of reports about what was discussed. One of them is that Bill Belichick is coming in with massive amounts of demands as far as financial commitment, right? I need this much for salary, this much for my assistants, this much for the players, this much for NIL commitments and everything else. What does it say about your Tar Heels that it appears as if they're at least going to get close to some of those demands when in the past maybe they haven't had the over-the-top financial commitment to the football program?
Yeah, I think initially, this is an old quote. I don't know if it's from Nick Saban or I've heard it before in the football buildings that I've been. It takes what it takes. And by that meaning, it takes what it takes financially. It takes what it takes from everyone in the building, whether that's a staff member or the chef that's making the nutrition. I think it takes what it takes nowadays in college football, and it always has, to be a really successful program. It takes a ton of buy-in from the faculty support. It takes a ton of buy-in from the board of trustees making the decisions, from Bubba Cunningham, the athletic department, and it shows that North Carolina is here to play football. And I think for a long time, and even since I go back to when I was recruited at 18 years old by Butch Davis, that has always been the desire and goal for the university. I think every university wants to have a successful football program, but it shows that we're willing to, as a university, go and get the elite of the elite. And if you look at Carolina, that's always been the case, with our women's soccer program, with our field hockey program. I think that's been what Carolina hangs its hat on, and it's very refreshing to see that, obviously there's still negotiations and things that need to be finalized, but just having this discussion, it means a lot to the University of North Carolina, but along with the state, and about how much football matters within the state.
Bryn Renner, former UNC quarterback, joining us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline, talking the reports of Bill Belichick and UNC being near the end of an agreement to make Bill Belichick the head coach of Bryn's Tar Heels. Bryn, I just brought up your 247 profile here, so we're going to do a little mental exercise.
All right.
We've got Bryn Renner. It's back in like 08, 09. 76th national recruit in the country, 5th pro-style quarterback. Some of the offers, obviously UNC, Maryland, Michigan State. You have your options, and many others. I'm not going to read his full deal. Just know that Bryn had he got the full recruiting experience. How do you think Bill Belichick plays as a recruiter to somebody 18 years old with options? And what I mean by that is, I don't see him showing up at a ton of in-home recruiting visits or, being seen in the stands of your high school football game. But his name carries some kind of weight, like going from pro, where so much of the negotiations are done with dollars and cents, to college, where the recruiting is more personal. How do you think Bill Belichick would have played when he was recruiting you against the likes of some other ACC and Big Ten programs?
I would have signed up immediately. And I say that in full confidence because when I was getting recruited by North Carolina, it was Butch Davis's actually quasi-second recruiting class, and I was the first quarterback that he recruited.
Mm-hmm.
I went there, Tim, because I wanted to be a professional football player. And that was number one on my list. And number two was I wanted to be surrounded by people that would get me better at football and that I knew had the best interest in a game plan and a skill set that they could improve my skills from high school to college, because the game changes. I think that's the biggest jump from high school to college. I really do. And I've played all three levels and had the opportunity to do that. But with that being said, to answer your question, Coach Belichick, if he is the head coach, is going to be a lot like my recruiting visit with Butch Davis. He sat down and was a very good recruiter at Miami, but he had a vision and goal for where I would fit in within the offense. It was a pro-style offense that John Shoup wanted to run. I had a phenomenal relationship with John Shoup, and he got me better as a quarterback from a footwork standpoint, learning defenses. I learned defensive football before I even learned our offensive plays, because that's how vital it is. And nowadays, I think kids want that opportunity to say, hey, I want to learn from Coach Belichick and soak up the knowledge that he has. Yes. Do I think a relationship is important to have on a certain level where you have to, have hard conversations about being 18 to 22 years old? Yes. But I think the ultimate goal you're seeing nowadays with the likes of Deion Sanders, the likes of, a guy like Trent Dilfer at UAB, their resume speaks for itself because they've been where you have been. And I think you really can't put a price tag on the experience of a guy being in the NFL for the longevity that Coach Belichick had. And it was similar to when I had conversations with Coach Davis. It was very black and white. Hey, do you want to be a pro? And that's kind of where we stand in the landscape of football and all college athletics. I think the professional, no one's shying away that the professional ranks is what everyone's striving to go to. So I think if, my 18-year-old self could get recruited by that and learn and pick the brain of Bill Belichick, I think I would sign up tomorrow. And I think, if you look at the guys that were on my roster at Carolina, you had Giovanni Bernard, a 10-year pro. You had Jonathan Cooper, a 7th overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals left guard. James Hurst was a 5-star recruit that played 10 years in the NFL. You had Brennan Williams, a 4th-round draft pick at right tackle. You had Travis Bond, who was a 3rd-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings. And the litany of guys, Russell Bodine, the starting center of Fort Union Military Academy, was a pro as well. I had 5 offensive linemen that went pro. I played a little bit in the league. And our number one goal there was to soak up the knowledge of the entire staff. We had Sam Pittman as the offensive line coach, Charlie Williams as the receiver coach. We had, Alan Modridge as the tight ends coach, who all have had pro experience. And that is something that you really can't replicate to a college 18-year-old kid because that's the success level that they have had in their careers.
Bryn, I appreciate you for taking the time, and every time UNC news breaks, we're hitting you up to move your schedule around and get on the show. So I appreciate it. I know you got somewhere to be, so we'll let you go. But thanks again.
Tim, thanks so much. You do a great job. Happy to be on.
There it is. Bryn Renner, former UNC quarterback, talking about the potential hiring of Bill Belichick as the head coach of his Tar Heels. There are more similarities than you think to the Butch Davis hiring and Bill Belichick's. I think it's a quality thing where it's like, a guy with NFL experience. A guy with ties to the Browns. A guy that wants to have those conversations about I'll turn you into a pro. It's just a little different of a level, right? It's the different, same species, different beast. You know what I mean? So it's like the same logic behind it. Just, I think there's no disrespect to Butch Davis. I don't think it's, an insult to say you don't have 6 Super Bowl rings. 8 if you include as a coordinator. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Capital Financial Advisory Group. We're talking a lot about coaches today. We're talking a lot about the advice they can give you. We're talking a lot about the value of experience. When it comes to Capital Financial, all of those things apply to Coach Pete. 3+ decades of experience in the financial arena. And you know what's the best part about it? No complaints, right? Coach Pete will help you regain control of your foundation for retirement and see you not just to, but through a worry-free retirement. So if you want to, at 73 years old, not go back to work, Coach Pete's trying to make it so it's an option, right? If you want to go back to work, great. But if you don't want to, you want to be set up for that as well. There are 22 steps that go along the process of identifying your unique financial composition and finding the best way to navigate the journey along the way to and through retirement. Capital Financial will develop a total and customized retirement plan so you secure and maintain both confidence and control of your finances. Coach Pete is committed to helping you retire like a champion, getting you through the financial red zone, over the goal line, and into that retirement end zone. Retire like a champion, not continue to work like a champion. You know what I'm saying. That's 800. The number to call is 800-691-3215. That's 800-691-3215. Or you can text Tim, T-I-M, to 600-700. That's Tim to 600-700 for Capital Financial Advisory Group. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will take a slight break from talking about Belichick and UNC to dive into some Hurricanes hockey. Got a win last night. Shout out Chatty. Stick around.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
All these other teams that we're talking about competing for championships, they're going to be getting better. Nobody is stagnant. If you win a Super Bowl, that's because your team is really, really talented and you continue to ascend while other teams plateau. The question is, have we seen the best version of the Philadelphia Eagles this season? And I don't think it's off the board that might be the case.
Unsportsmanlike.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
It's bow time.
'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's Bo time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavored before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Sammy Hanna from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, owner, operator. Happy holidays to you, sir. How you doing?
Happy holidays, Adam. Thanks for having us.
So, who do you want to wish a happy holidays to?
Well,
or Merry Christmas. You can do both.
Well, I want to wish a happy holidays to everyone out there. We appreciate all the listeners, all of our customers, and everybody that's given us an opportunity to join them in their home this year, even just to come out and just help assess their homes during the year. We just appreciate and thank everybody. We've got to be here for our homeowners, and our homeowners are always here for us.
I will tell you this about all the years that I have been A, a customer, and B, just associated with you guys. It's the best customer service in the industry. You guys do a great job of making people feel special.
Well, thank you, Adam. We try. It's a lot of work and a lot of people involved, and got a great staff, and we're here for everyone out there.
All right, so you can experience the great customer service. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
Looking for great holiday gift ideas for the golfer in your life? Head to Global Golf's annual holiday shopping event Friday, December 14th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Shop great deals on the year's hottest clubs from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Ping. Plus, get a free gift with any pre-owned purchase of $200 or more. Global Golf is home of the best deals in golf, so don't miss our annual holiday shopping event Friday, December 14th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Global Golf, located in North Raleigh, 7320 ACC Boulevard.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Busy day here on The Drive, but I think the best way to handle that is to use a segment we like to call Hit It and Quit It to get through a whole bunch of conversations in rapid-fire succession. Starting with, Canes got a win last night. They needed it.
Yeah, they did.
They needed it. They had lost 4 of 5 going into the game. They were playing an overmatched San Jose team who was, statistically on the season not great. And the Canes, it wasn't always pretty. At times it looked a little bleak. Down 2-1 at times in the third period. But Shout out to the blue line, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the defensemen out there. Shane Gostisbehere opened up the scoring in the first period, give them a 1-0 lead. San Jose scores 2 unanswered, and then it was Brent Burns with the tie and Jalen Chatfield with the winner. All defensemen get the goals, although if we're being real, I used to say this about like rushing touchdowns when the offensive line opened up the hole in the defense massively, or if maybe I threw a touchdown and the receiver made a wild catch, I'd go like, yeah, we get the credit for it, but half should really go to them. Like, hey, you get the rushing touchdown, but half should really go to the O-line. Brent Burns gets the goal, his second of the season, but half should really go to Aho and Natchez for setting that bad boy up.
That was beautiful. All of it was just textbook.
Brent Burns was definitely the wide open receiver going, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Right? It was just put it in the back of the net, just flick it in there, just find the back of the net, and he did.
That was probably his best game he's played this season, by the way. He had 5 block shots as well.
And
he was phenomenal yesterday.
And, I mean, Chatfield from distance for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very, very good game in production-wise for the defenseman.
Which, there's technically no assist on that goal for Chatfield because
the
one of those San Jose players just kind of whacked it away from the goal. But, I mean, that was Aho and the rest of the guys up front just causing a ton of opportunities, just buzzing around the net. And for Chatfield gets the puck, just hammers one through.
So the 3-2 win is massive. I will say this: you probably want your forwards to score in games if you can somehow finagle it. So that's the one nitpick, and then also Jack Drury got hurt.
Yeah, about to say that's the one big takeaway. The Carolina Hurricanes did bring up Tyson Jost from Chicago to be that 12th forward now, but now you got a question about who's going to be probably now that fourth line center because Kotkaniemi bumped up to fill in where Jack Drury was, and Kotkaniemi had a pretty strong game yesterday. But, yeah, the question is now in that fourth line is who's centering that line because Jack Drury was late in games. If it wasn't Jordan Staal out there taking faceoffs, it's Jack Drury.
It's funny. I had a buddy once. We were at a wedding, and we all took our jackets off to eat, and somebody got a stain on their, like, we were all wearing white dress shirts, on the white dress shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he did, he was like, oh, man, and he went and put his jacket on because he's like, I hope that the stain would be covered by my jacket because then I can just wear the jacket the rest of the night and nobody would know that there's this big stain on my shirt. And when I tell you his jacket covered all but like a little 2-inch triangle on his, like, the chest, and that's right where the stain was. And my buddy was like, that's how it is, right? Anytime a stain, anytime a drip gets anywhere, it's going to be in the one place that you can't hide it. Sometimes it feels like injuries are the same, where it's like wherever you have depth, the injuries don't get there. It's like, I don't know, we really have a second-line center, and, the face-off game hasn't been the best. 100% that's where your injury is going to hit, is right at that center position because it's the one that you're going to have a hard time hiding. If it's like, hey, we got a farm system full of defensemen. The injury gods are going to go, all right, cool. You have, what, 1.5 goalies you trust? We'll hit you with a whole bunch of injuries there. It's and this is no different. The Jack Drury injury, I think a lot of teams in the NHL, the good ones, could sustain an injury to Jack Drury, and it wouldn't really affect them that much, like a Jack Drury quality player. Not saying it's not a good player. I'm just saying they'd have a plan. The Canes, it becomes much more difficult just because they don't have a ton of center depth, and you might not love the ceiling of Jack Drury. The floor of Jack Drury, I think, is something that Rod Brindamore is a big fan of.
It might be Jack Roslovic. Jack Roslovic has played a bunch of center in his career.
Which is then shifting other things, and you got to bring up the winger, and it's just, could have been a better spot to deal with an injury. And we don't know the full severity of it, so we'll continue to update you on all of that. Let's quit that. Let's hit this.
We got better tonight.
Duke basketball picked up a win last night over Incarnate Word. I think the halftime adjustment, Tim, by John Shire, the head coach of Duke basketball, was, hey, guys, let's make our open shots. I think that was the halftime adjustment, and I think the word got through because in the first half, Duke couldn't make anything, it felt like, watching that game.
I'll go with this. The halftime adjustment was Isaiah Evans, do the thing where you catch fire.
On it.
Isaiah Evans, I'm looking at it, he's Duke's sixth man. I'm there right now.
Already there?
When you need offensive spark off the bench, it's Isaiah Evans. When he catches fire, I don't know if there's anything you can do about it. In 7 minutes, I did the math. Pre-show math, use a calculator. In 7 minutes and 10 seconds last night, starting with about 11 minutes to go in the second half.
Okay.
He hit 2 free throws.
All right.
Hit a 3.
Okay.
Hit another 3.
Okay.
Picked up an assist.
All right.
Hit a 3.
Okay.
Hit another 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 threes in 7 minutes.
I'm sensing a trend.
Remember against Auburn, he had 6 threes in the first half against Auburn, who's number 2 in the country. The shooting isn't a fluke. He's got the quick release. He can shoot on the move. He can shoot spot up. In every single game, you have to at least find out if he's on fire. Right? And if he is, feed him the ball. I did more math. He averages, and this I don't expect this to continue if he does play more and more minutes, but so far this season, he averages more points per minute than the ACC's leading scorer. Right now, Max Reynaud of Stanford is the ACC's leading scorer. He scores about 0.64 points per minute he's on the floor. Evans is making 0.68. If you're wondering, Cooper Flagg, who's the leading scorer of Duke, is like 0.54. When Evans is on the floor, the dude is a shooter. The dude is a scorer, which is kind of perfect for a six-man. Like, as soon as the other team starts putting in their second unit, roll out Evans and have him just cook. And also his incarnate word, so, take a grain of salt with that as well. Let's quit that. Let's hit this.
It means more.
NC State basketball also got a win last night. NC State basketball against Coppin State also started slow last night. There was a point, right, because the games were all happening at the same time. It was just like, okay, so everyone's starting slow. Got it. Everybody's going to be a little slow out the gates. I'm with it. I hear you. There were some pointed comments by Kevin Keatts in the postgame. I have them here. I will read them. I think I saw from a Pack Pride tweet, but it was in his postgame press conference. Kevin Keatts says, with this group, I'm trying to get everyone to be consistent. I have to get Michael to be better, as well as Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. I might have to tell Mike that it's March. Mike and Michael being Michael O'Connell in that situation. Kevin Keatts is starting to say, like, hey, guys, guess what? We have Kansas next. Then in 2 games, ACC plays. It's time to start ramping up, right? There's. I think I said at the beginning of the year to give them 15 games, I think was what I said, to figure out the roles, right? A lot of new players, new system, all those sorts of things. They're through 10. And 15, I may have been a little generous. Probably should have been 10. It's time to get it going now. Marcus Hill, Dontrez Styles continued their run as like, hey, we're going to be the scorers here. 15 and 16 points each. They did end up winning the game by double figures, so it's no panic situations. But I think you could tell by Keats' comments post-game, like, hey, let's start playing up to our potential so I don't have to worry, everybody. Make my job easier.
I actually do have a soundbite here from Kevin Keatts talking about how Coppin State actually required NC State to actually switch up their game plan.
Let's do it.
Coppin was really scrappy and played, aggressive basketball tonight. They did a really good job. I thought they had a great game plan. I thought they came in saying, hey, we're not going to try to play fast with these guys. We're going to slow it down. And they ran most of the shot clock down. And then, unfortunately for us, I thought we did a terrible job at the end of shot clocks when they were going to take a bunch of bad shots and we fouled. I didn't think this was one of our better games. That being said, you can learn a lot from a win, instead of a loss. I just didn't think we played like we needed to.
Didn't think you played like you needed to. Which is, I think, why he was a little, like the comment came across a little testy. Didn't think we played like we needed to. It's like, well, yeah. Then you need to, right? It's like, then you got to fix it. Then you got to figure out what you need to do to get there. Tell Michael it's March. Do whatever you got to do. I do love that as a saying, right? Hey, we just got to get Michael O'Connell playing like he did during the run last year. As if that run wasn't magical in a million different ways. Let's quit that. Let's hit this.
Tim, did you know that
I love this
it
game.
might be a felony to plant the flag on the middle of the field at Ohio State?
Explain more, but yes, I did see this.
So there's a representative in the state of Ohio that is trying to pass a bill or an act. It's the OHIO Sportsmanship Act that would make planting a flag on the middle of the field at Ohio Stadium, at the Horseshoe, where Ohio State plays, a felony. This all ties into Michigan planting the flag after they beat Ohio State. Aren't there more important things to be working on here, Tim? I still find this hilarious, though.
Probably. Here's the I don't know. First of all, it's got to be a joke, whatever. But secondly, I don't know if this ever happened. Like, do you know what's not the way to stop your kid from getting bullied on the playground? To go out there and say his mom and dad say to stop bullying him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't have the politicians come in and save you. How about this? It is a requirement to plant the flag at the center of Ohio Stadium after you beat Ohio State. And then look at the Ohio State players and say, don't lose at home. You can't have politicians. It's a felony. You know what that means? Michigan is going to suit up some walk-on who's like, Coach, I will volunteer as tribute. I will go to jail. Only job there is to grab, as soon as we win, grab the flag, plant it, dare them to take you away in cuffs. You realize how electric that would be?
That'd be amazing.
Guy plants the flag.
Now I kind of want it to happen.
It's a felony. All right, I'll face my charges. Some Ohio State alum lawyer rolls in like Tom Cruise and A Few Good Men. I don't know. If you ban the flag plant, they will find something else.
But that is not going to. I mean, does that include waving the flag in the middle of the field?
Is it a felony to grab our Gatorade cooler and dump it on the logo at mid? Like, they will find.
That'd be funny.
They will find something. It is Michigan, Ohio State. You're not taking the fire out of that rivalry. Let's quit that. Let's hit this.
It's just so dumb. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at that.
I just and the politician was smirking like crazy.
Oh yeah.
When they went and all right, let's write the OHIO sportsmanship. I don't know if you saw this. The Heisman finalists have officially been announced. Dylan Gabriel of Oregon, Travis Hunter of Colorado, Ashton Jeanty of Boise State, and Cam Ward of Miami. Did they get it right, Dennis? Are those the proper four?
I'd say so, yes. I'm 100% in on it, and I already have my pick if I had a vote. But yes, Ashton Jeanty, Travis Hunter, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, spot on. Couldn't have picked four better myself.
You can't say that and then not. Who's your vote for?
Oh, that's Travis Hunter. That's easy.
Okay, yeah, I'm a Travis Hunter guy as well.
I think it's one of the easiest decisions, I think, when it comes to Heisman Trophy ever.
I'm surprised by how, the Ashton Jeanty supporters just cannot see the Travis Hunter argument. The Travis Hunter supporters just cannot see the Ashton Jeanty argument. It's just I think it's fairly obvious that both of those guys had banana seasons, and it's kind of shades like in the eye of the beholder on which one you like. I prefer the guy that plays both ways because it's more unusual, and it's, I think, less likely to be replicated.
It's not only plays both sides of the ball, it excels and dominates at both sides of the ball.
I've because I'm a nerd, I do a lot of pre-draft kind of analysis and watching tape and stuff. I was watching Shedeur Sanders, who's the quarterback for Colorado, trying to judge whether I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. Still up in the air. I'm not going to give you my answer on that. But one of the things I wrote in my notes is, goodness gracious, does Shedeur trust his wide receivers? And one of them is Travis Hunter. And what I mean by that is Shedeur will throw a 50-50 ball up there with the best of them. He will just say, bleep it, Travis is down there. And Travis makes some unbelievably athletic body control catches as a wide receiver and some unbelievably athletic body control maneuvers to prevent interceptions. He is one of the most naturally athletic people I've ever seen. You can tell a lot of it's just instinct and born with talent. Ashton Jeanty, meanwhile, as good of a running back as we've seen in college in a decent amount of time.
Electric.
And there's something to be said for that. There's actually a really good article. I'll just stump for the Ringer. There's a really good article on the Ringer. I didn't know. Do you know Ashton Jeanty played part of his high school football in Italy? He was living in Italy dominating like different military bases football programs, which is an interesting way to end up probably the first running back drafted in the NFL. From Italy, there was like a stop in Norfolk, Virginia. He was in Texas. Then he goes to Boise, Idaho, and eventually he'll probably be the running back for like the Dallas Cowboys. That is a wild turn of events for Ashton Genty. I think they mostly got it right. I think you could have shuffled in a few different people into the Dylan Gabriel spot, but being the quarterback on the number one team in the country, that's fine. But the other three I think are locks. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, they should be the finalists. Let's quit that. Let's hit this.
Got him!
There are a couple people. Let's actually circle things back here to UNC football here, Tim. We had a caller, Barry from down in Selma, called during the last commercial break and wants to know your thoughts on this when it comes to Bill Belichick.
Uh-huh.
How long, if Bill Belichick is hired at North Carolina, when it comes to the fundraising for NIL, alumni support, and those kinds of things? Yes, there's going to be a strong influx of that immediately. How long does that last? How long is that really sustainable for North Carolina? Is it going to be only for like a 2, 3, 4 year window, or is that something that you can sustain over time?
Who'd you say asked that
question? This is Barry from down in Selma.
Barry, thank you very much for doing something in radio we call a tease.
Oh,
we will answer that question after the break right here on 99.9 The Fan. So Barry, if you're listening, first of all, thank you for the question. Anybody else out there, if you have questions, comments, ideas, concerns, worries about Bill Belichick and UNC's expected partnership, Heister Automotive Group hotline is open, 919-860-5326. We'll take some of your calls. You can also comment like Barry did on our YouTube live stream. 99.9 The Fan on YouTube, live stream up for every show. Well, we'll be checking the comments. So some of your input will be driving the conversation on Belichick and UNC next. Stick around.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending in Cary. Way back in the mid to late 80s, rates were all over the map, much as they are today. And what bothered me the most was seeing homeowners constantly chasing lower rates by paying upwards of $15,000 in closing costs each time. There had to be a better way, considering no one was keeping their new loan long enough to truly benefit. So it was during that time that Miller Lending discovered a way to offer a true no closing cost loan. With nothing charged or rolled in, customers were now able to realize immediate savings, as even a drop of 0.5% could save them thousands of dollars over the life of a new loan. Imagine eliminating the need for timing as you simply close on today's rates and refinance as soon as something better comes along. Fact is, Miller Lending hates closing costs. So before you throw away thousands of dollars chasing a rate you may not like a year from now, pick up the phone and call Miller Lending today, 919-447-3377, or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146.
Are you looking for the perfect holiday gift? Did you know that Bailey's has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for our designer jewelry, fine diamonds, and luxury watches, but we also have a vast selection of beautiful jewelry and gifts under $500. You can make a piece of our Bailey's collection yours this Christmas. Add a little sparkle with the popular Icon Collection Tiny Diamond Hoops in either white, rose, or yellow gold for $395. For only $250, check out our beautiful Sterling Collection Diamonds by the Yard bracelet. Or select one of our Bailey's perfect layering necklaces. For $325, our Gold Mark Station necklace, or for only $275, our Icon Puffed Heart pendant. We're celebrating over 75 years of making holiday gifting easy. You can shop online at baileybox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville to see why every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Hey man, been to Sharky's lately?
Yeah, man, I was there last night with you.
Oh, yeah. The wings and the burgers are killer. They have so many beers it's hard to choose, you know?
I know. You know, they got trivia on Tuesdays and luck of the draw darts on Sunday, man. I love them both.
Yeah, I love that place, man.
You know what, man? I think Sharky's may be the best bar in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. Let's go grab a beer.
Sharky's at the corner of Delta Lake Drive and Durham Road, open 7 days a week.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
She heard an ad for My Computer Career and jumped in feet first.
Taking exams and getting certified in a matter of just months.
Even better, you can work from anywhere.
Wherever you are. If you're on vacation, you can still clock in. I work out of my house in my pajamas.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them.
Launch a new high-demand career in IT or level up with more certifications. Build a career in record time with less money.
I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone. Indeed, it was the right move for me.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The report earlier today from Inside Carolina that the UNC Tar Heels and Bill Belichick finalizing a deal to be the head coach of the Carolina football program. There are some differing reports out there on how much still needs to be finalized. ESPN put out a report that while they're still discussing and there are some things that have been kind of nearing the end, there's hurdles or what is it, looming issues, such as the role of Steve Belichick, Bill Belichick's son, the assistant coaching pool, NIL money, salary. So, they're either, I'd say they're in the red zone regardless. They might be on the 1 yard line, first and goal, and you're going to score, you're going to get over, or it might be more like, 2nd and 7 on the 7. But there's still an expectation. We had WRAL's Pat Welter on the show earlier. He said the expectation of pretty much everyone involved seems to be that Bill Belichick's going to be the head coach of UNC next year. With that being said, we've asked for your response. 919-860-5326. Bill Belichick, head coach UNC. Your reactions, 919-860-5326. Before the break, I said we'd answer Barry's question from the YouTube live stream comments. So, Dennis, can you remind the people of what that question was?
So Barry from down there in Selma wanted to know if Bill Belichick does get hired.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously going to be an influx of money, whether it comes from donors, alumni, whatever it might be, more butts and seats. How long is that sustainable? How long does that really last? Because Bill Belichick is 72 and wants to know, all right, it's going to be hot for at least a couple of years, maybe 3, 4, but can you do it for 10?
The question is, or it's a good question by Barry. The answer is, the winning is what kicks off the cycle. If in the first 2 or 3 years you win an ACC championship, you make a college football playoff, you do some things that prove the concept can work, then it's sustainable forever, right? It's winning, then asking for money is a good business part, is a good business plan. Losing and asking for money is a bad business plan. What Bill Belichick does is he makes it so you can ask for money the first time. Or the first 2 or 3 times even. After that, if you're not winning, the money's going to dry up. So, right, it's almost like it's water that makes you thirsty. Right? If you take a sip of it, you want to drink more, you want to drink more, you want to drink more. It's water that makes you thirsty. If you spend money and win, you want to spend more money to win more, to spend more money to win more, to spend more money to win more. But you have to win. So that's probably the biggest answer to your question is it's sustainable as long as the concept proves successful. If it doesn't, you're going to be having a hard time. Chris and Raleigh, you're on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Your reactions are, by the way, everyone's reactions are welcome on the show, 919-860-5326. Chris, what is your reaction to Belichick and UNC appearing to be linked for the future?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking me. Honestly, I'm kind of torn. I mean, it looks good on paper, but to be honest, being a Carolina fan the past 30 years, I'm kind of not sure if he's going to be able to connect with the youth. As you guys said, he's 72. Players that are 15, 16, 17, I'm not sure how much weight Bill Belichick is going to hold. I mean, he's very monotone, kind of a boring guy. Maybe if the recruits come from a good home, I'm sure the parents are going to want them to go there, but I don't know how much is going to resonate with the youth in today's times.
So he actually, this is a great kind of debate because I don't see Bill, like most coaches, you got to pretend to be, I don't know, you got to try to relate to him. I think Bill Belichick is going to look for the players that are transactional. Hey, if you come here, you'll play pro. I'm not going to get to know you as a buddy. Like, is that cool with you? If not, it's not cool. Like, you don't think that plays at all to, I wouldn't even say high schoolers. I would say to transfers with 1 or 2 years of eligibility left. You don't think that's a recruiting pitch that'll work?
Yeah, that's the argument we were having at work today. A good comparison we were saying was Kevin Johnson at BYU, how he just got the number 1 recruit. If the recruit's going there knowing he wants professional training, professional coaching, I'm pretty sure it'll be a good stepping stone. But other than that, I don't really know what else. But that is a very good point.
All right, appreciate the call. Thanks, Chris. I think that is, and it, like we talked with Bryn Renner earlier, and I said, like, hey, you know, Bill Belichick's probably not going to be in your living room. He's probably going to have his assistants doing the recruiting. But when he does talk to you on the phone, it's going to be, listen, you know, I think you're a pro football player, but we got to get your footwork right, and we got to make sure you understand defenses. And if you come here, we'll get that right, and we'll turn you into an NFL football player. Like, if that's going to be a sales pitch for you, I think it could work. If you want a coach to be like, hey, man, just saw you threw for 400 yards in the state semifinal. That's great. I think we could, you're not going to get that from Bill. Lonnie and Garner, Heister Automotive Group hotline. Lonnie and Garner, you are up next. What is your reaction to Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels?
Personally, I think if it works out, it's a great hire. I think it's going to make the ACC more relevant. And I imagine all the coaches in the ACC would love to coach against Belichick.
Why do you say that? Just like he's our peer, so it raises your level?
I don't think it's their peer, but we are coaching against one of the greatest coaches that ever coached in the NFL. So to coach against them would be almost a learning experience if you think about it.
All right. I like it. Appreciate the call.
Talk to you later.
I do think it's good for the ACC. I think ratings will go up. I think
for sure.
Florida State finally won't be able to say, if you look at the top-rated games, Florida State's always in them, because at least for a year or two, when Bill Belichick's coaching, everybody's going to be tuned in. They're going to play a lot of night games in Chapel Hill, a lot of college game day games in Chapel Hill if Bill Belichick is the coach.
For sure.
Guest picker? Whew. Could be any of his former players. Back to the call-in line we go. Steve, coming from Chapel Hill. Steve, appreciate you calling in. What's your reaction to Belichick and UNC looking like a pair?
Oh, I'm head over heels happy about it. We're going from the old happy grandpa to the stern taskmaster. And that's what Carolina needs.
From the happy grandpa to the curmudgeon-y grandpa. Like, they're in the same age bracket.
Well, no, Belichick is much younger. We went with a younger coach.
Technically, I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
But you're excited. You think this is going to end up well?
Carolina had to do something. The stands were empty. Oh, I think it's a great move. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I think it's a great move.
I agree.
I think they were desperate.
Hey, I appreciate the call. Maybe that's how we should frame this. Thank you very much for the call, by the way. Frame this as like a last gasp, what else are we going to do move.
Yeah, it might be.
It's the final romantic gesture to the football program. Right? It's like she's going to leave. I'm showing up with a string quartet. I got flowers. I'm in a tux. I'm going to whisk her away, right?
It's rearrange furniture on the Titanic.
Yeah, it's the last gasp to the football program. Got to do something.
Steve brings up a great point that I've made before. the seats were empty. A lot of them. Just the level of apathy around the football program was noticeable. And now everyone's talking about it, not just us. I mean, gosh, there's people on Rich Eisen talking about it. There's people on SportsCenter and all the other platforms. Heck, Bill Belichick was on Pat McAfee yesterday talking about it.
We have the first numbers I've seen mentioned. Matt Hayes, senior national college football writer, also works for USA Today Sports Network, tweeted out, source tells Matt Hayes, UNC will increase NIL package for football from $4 million to $20 million in effort to land Bill Belichick.
What?
To put that in perspective, Ohio State made waves last year when it was reported they spent $20 million on NIL in an offseason. And they're in the college football playoffs. So follow the bouncing dollar. Wins follow money. If that's true, and again, Matt Hayes doing the reporting from College USA Today, goodness gracious. That's a lot. Mac Brown has to be going, now you 5 times the money?
Oh, okay.
Shoosh. That's a lot of money. One more. Let's try to maybe pack in 2 more callers before the top of the hour here. Pat in Durham, thank you for calling in. What's your reactions to Bill Belichick and UNC?
Well, I'm kind of taken back, but I think it's actually could be visionary, number one, and it's a gamble because, football's a business. The number one recruit's supposed to be in high school supposed to get like $7 to $10 million just for 1 year. That's what a stat I heard. And that's better than the first round draft picks almost. And
I haven't seen those numbers. I want to be clear. Like, I'm not co-signing that. I don't know where you saw it, but
I heard it on the radio somewhere.
That would be a boatload of cash.
Yeah, but anyway, and it's like, and it's a gamble. It's like I'm hiring a professional coach, and he's already said this is going to be a program to take people to the pros, which will be a football powerhouse, which will be the closest thing this area has come to the SEC. So I think he's going after the big boys in the SEC, and it's a gamble, but it's like football's a business. Let's get the business.
All right. I appreciate the call. Call back at any time. We're up against it. I want to get one more call here, so we're going to have to let you go. And that brings us to Hank in Raleigh. Hank in Raleigh, round out the hour with an excellent reaction to Belichick and UNC.
Whoa, you put me on a hot seat there. Excellent. I don't know about that.
All right, well, we'll settle for whatever you got.
All right, my friend. Appreciate that. I appreciate that caller. A couple calls back here comparing Bill and Mac in his description. I thought that was pretty good. But that's not why I called. And your guest you had on here a little bit ago,
the quarterback from UNC, Bryn Renner. Yep.
He made the comment, as you just kind of said with even your last caller, it's all about making it to the pros. That's what that young man was interested in, Brenner.
Yep.
And I think that was his name. Excuse me if I said it wrong. But, and Bill has the abilities to lead these young men in that direction, which kind of brings a little bit of a question. Then I want to make one quick comment.
Okay.
But the question is, you suppose these blue chipper 5-star recruits would go a little less on their NIL to get in town, under Bill, because that's going to put them a little closer to the NFL per se. I'll listen to your comment on that, but I wanted to say something, man. I've been listening to you from day one, Tim, and you are definitely you've become the number one sports show in town. And I was a little concerned day one, thinking, oh man, who's this hillbilly? You know what I mean? But you are definitely top, man. I wanted to tell you that personally.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
I sincerely meant it too.
Oh, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out. That is the best caller we've had all day. No, I'm kidding. Well, amongst the best. Everyone's equal, but I do appreciate the kind words. As far as will players take less to play for Bill Belichick, I think there's a chance. I wouldn't bank on, guys taking 50%, but if you're tied, if you can come up with $500,000 and another school can come up with $500,000 and one of them comes with Bill Belichick's stamp of we're going to do everything we can to get you to the NFL where you can make the dozens of millions of dollars, yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance you win a tiebreaker there, maybe a little bit less. Think of it like the NFL. We when Washington was the most dysfunctional franchise in the NFL, we used to joke that there was a Dan Snyder tax, right? If there was a free agent and he got offered $10 million by one team, for Washington to get him, they would have had to offer $12 million, right? It was you had to do more. The same works in reverse. If you go somewhere where you think they're going to build your value, you will take a little less. I think it's going to start happening with Kevin O'Connell and quarterbacks because of what he's done for Sam Darnold, and obviously Daniel Jones ran right there. If you can prove that you'll develop guys into making more money and rebuilding their value, yeah, you will be able to pay less. So maybe $20 million for UNC. It's like 25 on the streets. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have the starting five coming up next, so do not go anywhere.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox.
And Victoria Bodenecker.
And we want to help you celebrate hockey and the holidays.
Welcome our new 99.9 The Fan tradition.
The 5 Days of Canesmas, presented by Hardee's.
It starts Monday the 16th as we celebrate our love for our hometown hockey team by giving you stuff.
Listen all week long to win gift cards from Hardee's and special hockey surprises.
Let's stuff your stocking with the 5 Days of Canesmas.
Presented by Hardee's. Unwrap the holiday goodness of our handcrafted favorites.
Fruitcake. You shouldn't have. Wow, a candle.
Spread joy, not junk, with the Autobell Car Wash Holiday Sale. Visit Autobell to buy one Super Poly Process Wash and get one 40% off.
A new game has landed in North Carolina. Officials are calling this new species of game Cash Pop. So easy to play, it's out of this world. Reports confirm you just pick and match one number to win up to $2,500. With 5 drawings every day, cash landings have been cited across the state. So be on the lookout for Cash Pop from the North Carolina Education Lottery. The wins are out there. Must be 18 to play. See Cash Pop prize and odds chart at nclottery.com for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Homeowners, listen up. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. The Fed has dropped rates again. The election is over, and Loan Pronto has APRs in the low 5s for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans. If your current mortgage rate is over 6% or you are in process with another lender, don't settle. Call Loan Pronto now for a second opinion. Lock in a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. And if you act now, you won't make your first payment till February. This 5-minute call saves homeowners an average of $5,000. Lower rates and lower fees. Get your Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Loan Pronto, call 919-381-1760 or loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It's your last chance to snag Dell Technologies' lowest prices of the year before the holidays. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. This is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Dauntless Transmissions in Raleigh is hiring. If you're an ASE certified automotive technician looking to make good money, have a guaranteed 40-hour work week, and get paid every Friday, check out this opportunity. Dauntless Transmissions is a small family-owned shop with a quality-first attitude in need of technicians with experience doing minor engine work. Happy to train the right candidate further on transmissions. If you're ready to be appreciated and duly compensated for your automotive abilities, call or apply now at dauntlesstransmissions.com.
Ho, ho, how about this for holiday plans? Head to Raleigh Beer Garden, home of 3 Guinness Book of World Records, including over 380 drafts on tap. That'll jingle your bell. Plan your Holly Jolly meetup at Raleigh Beer Garden for great food and drink specials. And starting December 20th, play Hop Shots Mini Golf in our climate-controlled tent. Raleigh Beer Garden, open daily from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and hosting the Triangle's best party on New Year's Eve. Follow us to see all our specials and events at RaleighBeerGarden.com.
TriangleSportsLaw.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. The cold front has blown through. Temperatures are tumbling. The rain is moving out. Breezy and colder tonight, 33. Plenty of sunshine for your Thursday, but it's breezy and it is far colder. The high only around 51.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell, down 99 points to 44,148. Market update brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five here on The Drive. So let's go ahead and jump into it, starting with number 5.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jarvis setting up. Aho out in front. Vanacek got a piece. Celebrini tries to clear. Chatfield from distance. You know what he can do? He's put Carolina in the lead. 3-2 Carolina on Chatfield's third. What a time to visit, Tripp. It's a delightful time to go to.
That was the call last night right here on 99.9 The Fan. On the go-ahead goal for the Canes, proved to be the game-winning goal for the Canes against San Jose in a game when it just felt like they really, really could use a win. And they got it. 3-2, 3 goals from the blue line. Defenseman coming up big as far as finding the back of the net. Chatfield. Can we just be
heck of a shot?
Can we just be happy for Jalen Chatfield for a second?
Yes, absolutely. We can always be happy for Jalen Chatfield.
We talked about this off air about like naming our my guys. For some reason, Chatfield is just one. I enjoy him. I think part of it is because he's maybe a little undersized. His story, right, was never really the top prospect, but he's just out there making plays.
Undrafted,
grinder. Got, 3 years, $3 million each over the offseason. That's a come up right there, and I'm happy to see him making plays like he did last night. And like I said, it felt like the Canes kind of needed it. It wasn't like a must-win needed it because there's still so much hockey to play, but just to kind of get everybody relaxed a little, a win was a really, really good feeling. Jack Drury hurt. That becomes an issue just because of the position he plays and how many adjustments will have to be made if he's out for a significant portion of the season. Dennis, I kind of gave my thoughts on it earlier. What's your thoughts on, first of all, if Chatfield's a my guy, Jack Drury is 100% a you guy.
100%.
He's one of your dudes. What's the injury do to your outlook for old Harvard's Jack Drury?
I'm concerned about what that means in terms of some situational play by Rob Brind'Amour. So Jack Drury, we know, can kill penalties, but is also skating on the second power play unit. Now, the power play unit, that second unit, you add Sean Walker into that mix, which I actually like Sean Walker a lot, especially on that second power play. Talk about a my guy. I like Sean Walker on that second power play unit a lot, but a key thing that Rob Brind'Amour uses late in games, if he doesn't have Jordan Staal out there to take a late game face-off in the defensive zone when the Canes are up by 1 or 2, if it's not Staal taking it, he puts Jack Drury out there a lot. Now, sometimes we'll have Sebastian Aho out there on the wing in case Drury gets booted from the face-off circle, and then you just put Aho in right there. Usually he keeps 2 centers out there. You lose that. And Kokoniemi is not your best face-off guy as a whole. So now, I mean, he's not up there with Drury and Aho and Staal in that regard. I'm not saying he's bad at it, but he's just not there yet. Jack Drury is trusted a lot defensively by head coach Rob Brind'Amour, and that is something that's going to be missed a lot. How do you fill that void? That's a major question going forward. And depending on how long he's out.
I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. I actually think a lot of times the best coaches and the best like superstars are this way. Rob Brind'Amour doesn't trust easily. You have to earn his trust.
Very much so.
And like I said, there's Tom Brady was that way. Like a wide receiver drops a pass in like his second career game. It's like 2 years later, and Brady's still not throwing him the ball and just peppering Edelman and Gronk because those are the guys he trusts. Brendan Moore is, like I said, rightfully so. Like you have to prove you can do the things he wants to do in order to be trusted. Jack Drury is one of those guys. So like taking him away is not just taking away a face-off guy, not just taking away a fourth line center, however you want to describe Jack Drury. It's taking away somebody that Rod Brendan Moore trusts in clutch moments on the ice, and really however you replace him, right? You move Roslovic over, you give Kokaniemi more minutes, bring someone up. Like, however you replace him, there will be less trust on the ice with Jack Drury not out there, which, is a tough thing to overcome. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. All together.
Murphy to throw, looking to the left, nobody open, looks back to the right, fires down the sideline for Jordan Moore. He's got it! It's a touchdown with no time on the clock. The Blue Devils have won.
I was going to say, is that the last time Malik Murphy will have played for Duke? Was
yeah,
that the last
going out on a bang, just a walk-off touchdown pass?
I have to, and I'm not 100% sure I have to, but I want to cover my bases. I might have to apologize to Malik Murphy.
Oh, okay.
For those of you that didn't see the recruiting news earlier today, Tulane former quarterback Darian Mensah committed to Duke today. He's the number 1 transfer according to ESPN in the transfer portal, and he committed to Duke. Last night he was watching the Duke basketball game with the Crazies.
He was there?
He was there, and
nice.
he they chanted his name. And he went into the Crazies to watch the game. He was on the backside of the student section.
That's awesome.
And then he committed today. I kind of put it – I thought Malik Murphy was the one who probably initiated the departure from Duke. With this happening that quickly, I want to open up the floor to perhaps Duke maybe gave him – if it wasn't explicit, maybe a little writing on the wall like, hey – we're going to be shopping for another quarterback, so maybe you should search your options as well. I find it hard to believe that the number 1 transfer, and this is me inferring, no formal accusations, I know nothing. I find it hard to believe that the number 1 transfer in the country was like offered on a Sunday and committed on a Tuesday without visiting anyone else, without doing a full recap or assessment of their options. So perhaps Duke and they had an idea maybe that they were going to be going down this path, and Malik Murphy served his purpose for Duke, and maybe they were the ones that were done with it. Which brings me to my next point, which is if you are upset at the disloyalty of players to team, please be as upset with the disloyalty from team to player. I see a lot of like, oh, this guy's transferring. What happened to when you stuck it out and competed? I'm like, well, yeah, okay. Back in the 90s, guys would stick it out and compete, but also they knew who they were competing with, and the schools weren't bringing in players with their eligibility. It's like if you were a junior and you had a senior in front of you, you're like, all right, I'll stick it out because there's going to be, I'm the next guy in line. It's going to be me and underclassmen. But nowadays, if you're a junior and there's a senior in front of you, you're like, all right, I'm going to stick it out. There's a chance that the team's going to bring in another senior for your senior year to take your job, or a more talented sophomore that wasn't on the list last year. So it's and I kind of made the mistake with the Malik Murphy deal because we're all just conditioned to do it. When a player hits the transfer portal, the initial reaction is they're choosing to look for the money. They want to go to a better situation. Right? He's taking a visit to Auburn. He wants that SEC cash. Then all of a sudden, Darian Mensah sneaks into Duke right as soon as Malik Murphy leaves. It's like, oh, maybe Duke was the one that moved on, and Murphy is rightfully like, if your girlfriend is going on a date with another guy, you don't sit around and wait. You go like, actually, I'm going to go date as well. Yeah. It's like there's takes two to tango.
Not every player that goes into the transfer portal is doing it because that's what they want. There are a
Exactly.
lot of situations where a coach will tell a player, hey, look, if you want to stay here, we'll keep you on the roster, but we have other people in your spot. If you want to play, I will even find you places to go to. I know people if that's what you want to do. That happens a lot.
I'll even tell this story. James Franklin, head coach of Penn State, when I was coming out of high school, was the offensive coordinator at Maryland. And I don't say this to brag. I say this it's part of the story. I went to a one-day camp at Maryland, and it's probably top 3 days I've thrown in my entire life. It's like a golf game where you show up and you're like, I'm not this good, but I'm 3 under through 7. What the heck is going on here? Like, it was just a day where the ball was coming off my hand nice, and I was playing well. And he came up to me and he goes, hey, I'm going to be straight up with you. This is James Franklin. Don't know he's going to go on to what he did at Vanderbilt and Penn State. I'm going to be straight up with you. If we hadn't offered people already and they already committed to this class, I'd be offering you a scholarship right now. I was like, all right, cool. That does nothing for me, by the way. I had 0 offers. I walked on at Delaware. I was like, thanks for the kind words. He goes, I'm going to just let you know. I'm going to let people I know in the MAC say, hey, a scholarship quarterback just came through. And I was like, that's so nice of you, right? Like, hey, you don't have to do that. Then I went from like, thanks, buddy, that comment does nothing for me, to like, actually, you're a really nice guy. Like, put her there, partner. Didn't turn into anything. Didn't get any MAC offers, which is why I feel comfortable telling that story without it like I'm bragging, because I had to walk on anyway. But there are coaches that'll do that sort of thing. Like, hey, listen, we're going to recruit Darian Mensah. He's the #1 guy in the portal. He showed really good things at Tulane last year. We're excited about him. We're probably going to start him. But I'll call Auburn for you. Like, hey, you broke the school record for us this year. We're really excited about your abilities. We think it's better for us to go another direction. Let's go ahead and make this call for you. So, sorry to Malik if I made it sound like yesterday, like fans are right to be a little frustrated. Might not have been you at all. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
Caleb a drive into the paint, spinning, keeps his bounce, kicks out. Evans hits a 3. Back-to-back threes. One for Knipple, one for Evans. And look at that. It's a 25-point lead, 51-26.
Can I be an old man yelling at a cloud for a second? I think it's kind of a fun game to play. There are, you always say like that's never going to be me, right? When you're young and an old person says something, I'm never going to be that. Almost always you turn into it eventually. Am I the only one that, like, Duke started very slow last night against Incarnate Word?
That's just a fact.
That's not me. I'm just saying, giving you the background. The amount of people that were saying, like, I'm not surprised Duke's starting slow. This is the first time they've played on 1 day's rest all season. They played a basketball game against Louisville on Sunday. Then they played a basketball game against Incarnate Word on Tuesday. And like, then the players are being asked about, how did you deal with the little rest after the game? Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm the oldest guy on the planet, if you're in your early 20s or late teens, it doesn't take you 7 days to bounce back from playing a basketball game. Like, yeah, let me get a good night's sleep. Let me get some Gatorade. Let me crush some carbs, and yeah, I'm good the next day. Like if you want to talk about, if it was like Chris Paul, LeBron, Vince Carter, if it's all guys touching 40, yeah, all right, we can talk about like, hey, as soon as the game's over, I got to start all the recovery process to get ready for the next game. But if you're 21 or 22 or younger, and you play Louisville and play 30 minutes of basketball, and then you get a night's sleep, a full day to recover, another night's sleep, another full day to recover, and then the next night you have to play against Incarnate Word? I'm not going like, oh, it makes sense you had to ramp up your energy.
Let me ask you this real quick.
All right, go ahead.
When you play the NCAA tournament, if you play Thursday, what day do you play next?
Saturday.
Bingo.
If you play Friday, you play Sunday.
You got to get used to that.
I don't no, that's what you don't have to get used to it. You're 21 years old.
Yeah, there's that too.
Just go. Goodness, you could play a college football game, and in most cases, unless you had a really tough day, it's coming from a quarterback, other positions maybe not, you could play again. Your body feels like it could play again 2 or 3 days later. Basketball is not as physical as football. It's frustrating to me. Duke beat Incarnate Word. They did wake up. Isaiah Evans had a big second half. He's the sixth man as far as I'm concerned. He's an electric scorer off the bench. Like, they were fine. Everyone knew they were going to be fine. But don't give them the excuse. If they started slow, call them out for starting slow. This is the first time you've played on a Sunday and a Tuesday. I'm like, I'm sorry, did you see? They grew up in AAU. AAU, you play like a game at 8 a.m., a game at 10:30, a game at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You go grab food, you come back, play an 8:30 at night game. They're not tired. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Doubles left, Parker Jr. Rifles high arcing 3 right down the center of the pipe. Parker Jr. at the buzzer. 35-28 Pack with momentum into the locker room.
State also started slow last night against Coppin State. Also was playing on 1-day rest. Doesn't do anything for me here either. But they played back-to-back days and stuff earlier, so it wasn't their first time. State has, there was a distinct different flavor in the post-game comments regarding State than there has been at earlier times this year. They played some games that are probably a little closer than you'd like against some teams. They obviously had 3 losses, but those were to respectable programs. After the Coppin State game, which was a closer than you'd want game, there was a distinct all right, it's time to fix it now, right? The early season jitter excuses are gone. Kevin Keats basically said, hey, Michael O'Connell and Brandon Huntley-Hatfield have to play better, which I think is smart by Kevin Keats. A little coaching through the media. Also, call out your super veterans that have been in college basketball for a long time that can handle a little bit of scrutiny, and that sets the tone for everybody, right? Now it's if you don't play up to the standards, coach is going to make it known. So there's things going on there. Can we just acknowledge what Coppin State was a warm-up to, a tune-up to for NC State? They play Kansas on Saturday. Kansas, for a big part of the season, was number 1 in the country. They're number 10 now. Haven't played as well of late. But if NC State plays the way they played against Coppin State, against Kansas, it'll be ugly. You got to call it what it is. It'll be an ugly result for NC State. So they have to play better, and I think that's kind of what Kevin Keats was getting after. And no, it doesn't matter that you're playing on little rest. Actually, they played on Saturday, so they had more rest than the 1 day. So even more so, no reason to start slow. What was that, number 4? Let's hit number 5.
Other way around, 2-1.
2-1. My whole day is turned upside down by what will be number 1.
It would be amazing to have him kind of close and, to try to pick his brain at some point.
Was that Dave Canales?
That it was. He was asked about Belichick and possibly North Carolina and all that stuff during his midweek presser today.
How about that? Actually, that right there is a lesson for UNC. I know that for those of you just tuning in, Inside Carolina reported earlier today, and there's been different levels of confirmation to this, but most believe they'll eventually get over the finish line. Inside Carolina reported earlier today that Bill Belichick and UNC are finalizing a deal for Belichick to be the head coach of UNC beginning, obviously, next season, which starts a couple days ago with the transfer portal opening. Dave Canales was asked about the head coach of UNC at his midweek press conference. I know that the reports are Bill Belichick has asked for the world, right? I need more NIL money. I need more money for assistants. I need salary money. I need this money. I need money for more administrators, more front office members. I need money. I need money. I need money. Part of the reason why you pay for all of that, or you do as much as you can to come close to meeting those demands, is because NFL coaches are being asked about your program in midweek media availability. And we've talked about this on the show well before Bill Belichick was even rumored to be UNC's head coach. One of the new currencies in college sports is buzz. One of the new currencies is brand awareness, right? If you want your players to get the biggest NIL deals, you need to have the most eyes on your program, right? If you want them in commercials nationally, which helps bring in the money and helps you pay guys. You need to have everybody watching your program. You put Bill Belichick on the sideline in Kenan Stadium, eyeballs will follow. It'll be one of the more fascinating seasons. Have you heard that? I think it's The Office, right? Something about the glory days. I wish we knew the glory days when we were in them or something like that.
Oh yes, very much.
Have you ever looked around and realized we are living in a 30 for 30? Like, Bill Belichick to UNC 20 years from now will be a documentary. It will be something that people are still fascinated about all the way down that far into the future. And our reactions, your reactions, how the fan base deals with it, is the stadium full? Like, this is part of a time that will be remembered in college football with Bill Belichick going to UNC. It's crazy to think of that it's even possible, and now it's looking like it's going to happen. NFL coaches are being asked about it. Like, if you turn on a national sports show, it's being talked about. All of the lenses of the college football world, with the college football playoff about to start, all of the lenses of the college football world are focused here in the Triangle, with a bunch of teams in the Triangle that were either barely bowl eligible or I guess Wake's not in the Triangle, or not bowl eligible for Wake. That's difficult to do, and that's worth quite a bit of money. As far as the money goes, the first number I've seen reported, and we can go ahead and bring it up to make sure we give the proper accreditation. Matt Hayes, who is listed on his Twitter profile as senior national college football writer for USA Today, tweeted out that his source tells him that UNC will increase the NIL package for football from $4 million to $20 million in an effort to land Bill Belichick.
4 to 20?
$4 million, which, by the way,
that's 5 times. Got it.
That is what Mac Brown has said is what he received. Like, Mac Brown, $4 million is not a new number. We've seen that in the past. $20 million is a new number. That's a big new number. If that's the case, UNC is not only putting their money where their mouth is to pay a salary for an elite coach, they are spending money on NIL evaluations that are absolutely putting you in a different tax bracket. The reports were Ohio State had $20 million to spend this last year, and they bought the best team money can buy. We might have Dennis, fire that breaking news. ESPN had been one of the few outlets saying that the Bill Belichick deal was not over the finish line. I have Adam Schefter here 1 minute ago tweeting, Chapel Bill, 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach Bill Belichick is finalizing a deal to become the new head coach at Carolina. Sources tell Adam Schefter, Pete Thamel, and Chris Lowe of ESPN. Belichick is going back to school to where his father served as an assistant coach in the 1950s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Adam Schefter saying it's happening is about as close to absolute confirm as we can have.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is the next head coach of the UNC Tar Heels. That is wow.
Okay.
I'm going to just say this, right? And we have to get to the numbers game and everything else. I'm just going to say this. My gut feeling is UNC had to make the move. You couldn't go through all of this and then end up with Jeff Monken. It wouldn't be fair to Jeff Monken. It is the right move. It is a big-time move. It is a massive swing. My gut reaction is there's only 2 ways this ends. Either UNC just punched their ticket to the next level of college football. They just leveled up, and they're going to win a bunch, and they're going to put a structure in place that is going to make the next guy, after Bill Belichick moves on, wildly successful. Like, they either just hit a grand slam or they struck out swinging on 3 pitches in the dirt. Like, there's no – I don't think there's an in-between here. Either you spent more money than you have on a coach that's not going to work and he's not going to click and it's not going to stick, or you just completely leveled up your program. Again, Adam Schefter tweeting, Bill Belichick is finalizing a deal to become the new head coach at North Carolina. It's been confirmed by 3 different major ESPN reporters and insiders.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say, congratulations, Tar Heel fans.
There you go.
I mean, hope springs eternal.
Officially official.
This is a big, 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 big gosh darn deal. And we'll react to it to close the show. But, hey, I don't care, Bill Belichick, if you're the head coach at UNC. We still got to play the numbers game.
Yeah, we do.
We have Sticks tickets to give away.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to win this, I bet you he would like Sticks. He seems
probably
like a guy that would be
a
down.
Sticks guy. Let's play some Renegade.
He'd go, you know what? I get it. Take 10 minutes, do the numbers game, then come back to the big news because it's a Sticks tickets. Call in now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326 to play the numbers game, potentially win the Sticks tickets. We need 2 contestants coming up next.
We're kicking it this fall with college football. Join 99.9 The Fan all season long and catch your favorite teams in action. The ACC, the SEC, and every conference that matters. You'll find the best matchups here.
A walk-off touchdown for Jordan Moore! Do you believe it?
College football on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Wake Med, Sammy's Tap and Grill, and Roofworks.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey friends, Paul Lyhander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. Make your first NBA bet a swish with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from who will win the game to how many points a player will score. Check out newer bets like the number of dunks, assists, or three-pointers in the next 3 minutes. It doesn't matter if you tap into FanDuel before the game starts or after it's already tipped off. You can pick up a dub whenever. And now is the perfect time to get in on the action. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get a chance to score $150 in bonus bets. Have a ball, betting ball with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Hi, sports fans. It's John DiCostanzo, owner of Apex Racing Lab. Rev up your gift giving this year with gift cards to Apex Racing Lab, the Triangle's largest sim racing destination. Gift yourself a break from the holiday madness with the ultimate thrill. 16 cutting-edge simulators, world-class virtual tracks, and expert instructors. It's the adrenaline-pumping world of sim racing brought to life. Ready to race or give a heart-pumping gift? Head to Apex Racing Lab in Cary's McGregor Village and online at apexracinglab.com.
Hey guys, this is Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and we know that you want to get your wife or girlfriend something special this Christmas. But sometimes you just don't know what to get. You wonder, what will she like? What will make her feel special? What will make her say, wow? At Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we have experts that are here to help. We specialize in making you look like a hero. You can even send her in to make a wish list that we keep on file to help make your life just a little bit easier. Bailey's has the largest selection of jewelry in North Carolina, including designers like David Yurman, Lagos, Marco Biccigo, and Apolita, as well as beautifully curated Bailey's collections. And don't fret, because if for some reason she doesn't love your gift,
we have a 30-day return policy. Our goal is to be your go-to jeweler for life. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, located in Raleigh's Village District, Crabtree Valley Mall, and Cary's Fenton. Also in Rocky Mount and Greenville. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. We have some Sticks tickets to give away. And the contestants for today, let me make sure I have this correct and updated. Tom and Clayton and Ben in Raleigh. Tom and Ben, we have to find out who goes first. But we're actually, we're a little behind schedule here, so we're going to pick up the pace. I've written down a number between 1 and 10. We're going to do it this old school way rather than the question and the judging. Tom and Clayton, pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
All right. Ben and Raleigh, pick a number between 1 and 7. Or 1 and 10, sorry.
3.
3. I have it written down here. I can show the YouTube audience. I did not just write it down. I don't know if you can see that. The number is 2.
Can confirm.
So Ben and Raleigh, you get to go first. Tom and Clayton, you get to go second. Ben and Raleigh, are you ready to pick your category?
I am.
All right. We have NFL players that are formerly part of the Pack, so they're all NC State players. NFL players walked with the heels. All players played their college at UNC. NBA triangle area first picks, and first round picks, that is, and NHL Hurricanes only.
Let me do the NFL run with the Pack, the one that ran with the Pack.
All right. These are all players that played for NC State at some point in their college career. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. 1 pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
Nope.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Bradley Chubb, Denver Broncos.
55.
Correct. Jermaine Pratt, Cincinnati Bengals.
57.
Correct. Phillip Rivers, San Diego Chargers.
17.
Correct. Aleem McNeil, Detroit Lions.
54.
Correct. Jericho Cotchery, New York Jets.
17.
Incorrect. Jericho Cotchery, New York Jets.
18.
Incorrect. Jericho Cotchery, New York Jets.
83.
Incorrect. Jericho Cotchery, New York Jets.
87.
Incorrect. Jericho Cotchery, New York Jets.
85.
You were getting closer. Cotchery wore number 89 for the Jets. I think 87 is the closest you got there. But 4 out of 5 is pretty good, so go ahead and stay on the line. We'll see if it holds up. That brings us to Tom and Clayton. Tom, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL, walked with the heels, all players that played at least part of their college at UNC. NBA, triangle area first picks. These are players that played their college somewhere in the area. First round picks, that is. And NHL, Hurricanes only.
NFL.
All right. These are all players that played at UNC in college. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. 1 pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Mitchell Trubisky, Chicago Bears.
10.
Correct. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
Trey Boston. 17.
Incorrect. Javonte Williams, Denver Broncos.
33.
Correct. Lawrence Taylor, New York Giants.
56.
Correct. TJ Yates, Houston Texans.
13.
Correct. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
28.
Incorrect. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
37.
Incorrect. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
36.
Incorrect. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
44.
Incorrect. Trey Boston, Carolina Panthers.
43.
You were close, too. You were going in the right. You were 36, 35, 30. You needed to get to 33 is the number we were looking for.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that. That one I did not have a clue on.
You were still close for just firing darts. Unfortunately, tie goes to whoever goes first. So by way of not getting it right when I told you to pick a number 1 to 10, you end up not the winner. But hopefully you had some fun.
Oh, always do on here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Tom. Call back in. Try again. That means Ben and Raleigh, you are the winner. Yep. That means you get some Sticks tickets with Kevin Cronin and Don Felder at Coastal Credit Union Music Park on July 9th. Go ahead and enjoy the concert.
Thank you.
All right. Stay on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to grab from you, but you are the winner. For those of you that are just tuning in, Adam Schefter finally confirmed it. Bill Belichick, UNC, it's happening. Bill Belichick, UNC, It's happening. It was Pete Thamel. It was Adam Schefter. It was Chris Lowe. All of the ESPN guys finally jumped on the confirmation train, and Bill Belichick will be the next head coach of the UNC Tar Heels. Do you know what's funny? There's this part going around, okay? Will Brinson, who writes and covers college sports for CBS, he's a CBS Sports national writer. 4 or 5 days ago, when this Bill Belichick interview kind of started to come out, he wrote this in an article. Any interest here is purely superficial and designed to generate buzz around both parties. It makes for spicy headlines, piles of social media engagement, and an interesting theoretical discussion about whether someone at Belichick's age with his experience level could thrive in the college setting. That is not the part I want to highlight. The part I want to highlight from the CBS article by Will Brinson is, but it ain't happening. If it does, I'll happily print out this column and eat it live on air.
All right.
I hope you brought hot sauce. That's what I do with food I don't like. I just put a lot of hot sauce on there, and it masks the taste. Will Brinson has to print out an article and eat it live on air. And do you know what's the crazy part about it?
What's that?
I get what he was thinking when he wrote the article. Last week, I was flabbergasted and didn't think the chances were high. I don't think the chances were particularly high, but the long shots pay out the highest. It's happening.
So what's Bill's first thing? Now that it's officially happening, we have the news. What's his first task? What's his first thing he's got to do as soon as he gets onto campus in Chapel Hill?
Well, it's assemble the staff, and part of the agreement might already be.
It might already be there.
If that, like, the most important thing, especially a 72, 73-year-old coach can do, is make sure that the staff is in place, because he's not going to be crisscrossing the country in recruiting, and the transfer portal's already open, and you need to trust your evaluators, trust your assistant coaches. So the first thing he needs to do is get his coaching staff in place, the assistants, the coordinators. Depending on what the agreement looks like between school and coach, that all might be a part of the original arrangement. It might already be decided. And if that's the case, then it's evaluation. Then it's, the portal is open. Go get your guys. I don't think they're going to be shopping in the clearance aisle. I think they're going to be looking for, like, first-round picks next year that want to come play for a Super Bowl winning coach, and you got to decide which ones you want to pursue. I'm sure it feels like a task for both UNC and Bill Belichick that they had to go through the negotiation process, and they finally got where they are now with an agreement nearing the finalization. But the work starts now. Right now, you got to make that investment good. We'll continue breaking it down. The news being confirmed by Adam Schefter and many other reporters. UNC, Bill Belichick, it's happening. More reaction coming up.
Hey Raleigh homeowners, this is Keith Gregory, Vice President with Baker Home Exteriors, but more importantly, a homeowner like you. I invite you to join the thousands who have trusted us to service and upgrade their homes. We treat every home as the sanctuary it is, transforming and preserving homes with roofing, siding, doors, decks, and window services for over a century. Trust our expert team for professional installation. Visit bakerroofing.com and schedule a time with our team.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately.
Nope, sticking to our go-to places.
You mean like Sharky's?
Well, we love our Sharky's. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime, and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3.
You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection.
And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it.
Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other?
Yes.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Hit him up! Keith Urban's High and Alive World Tour. Saturday, May 31st at Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. A night of hits. with special guests Chase Matthew, Alana Springsteen, and Carly Scott Collins. It's going to be a party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale Friday at livenation.com. Keith Urban, part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series.
Good night. Looking for great holiday gift ideas for the golfer in your life? Head to Global Golf's annual holiday shopping event Friday, December 14th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Shop great deals on the year's hottest clubs from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Ping. Plus, get a free gift with any pre-owned purchase of $200 or more. Global Golf is home of the best deals in golf, so don't miss our annual holiday shopping event Friday, December 14th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Global Golf, located in North Raleigh, 7320 ACC Boulevard.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment. It costs you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks, and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
And your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait. This is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. Not available in Washington State.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. All right, so we have the details here. Okay, I'm gonna fill you in. Adam Schefter, Pete Thamel, Chris Lowe, ESPN, Ian Rappaport as well, NFL Network, confirming that Bill Belichick will be the next head coach of UNC.
Okay.
The term they're using is that a deal is being finalized. Pat Welter, WRAL, who actually joined our show earlier today, tweeted out that according to his source, the emergency board of trustees meeting, which is a requirement to finalize a deal, will be at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So basically, all you need is the signature, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. Like, my interpretation is everything's been agreed upon. The powers that be have shaken the hands, looked in the eye, and said, you've got a deal. But there's like still protocol you have to go through. You got to get everybody in a room or a Zoom, and you have to sign the papers that have to be signed. And that won't be till 9 a.m. tomorrow. But the agreement is there. The deal is being finalized. Bill Belichick will be the next head coach of the UNC Tar Heels, which, and I can't emphasize this enough, celebrate. If you are a Tar Heel fan, be excited. Are there things that make this a risky hire in some ways? Yes. But, you know, I tend to live by you don't regret the things you don't do as much as you regret you don't regret the things you do, the big swings, as much as you regret like we didn't really go for it. Like, this is UNC saying we're going to see if we can be the big bullies on the block. We're going to see if we can go compete with Alabama and Georgia and Ohio State and all the teams that are in the college football playoff darn near every year. Those are the swings you have to take, right? It's, you know, the heart, it might end up not working. That doesn't mean it was a bad risk to take. It is very, very high risk. It is very, very high reward. And that's worth it, I think. The feeling you have right now where you think we might be something special, that doesn't come around too often. So enjoy it. Celebrate it. Call up your friends that are also UNC fans and toast to Bill Belichick tonight. This one's to 6 Super Bowl rings as the head coach, being our head football coach. Do it. And then buckle up, because it's going to be a ride. And what I mean by that is, you know, Dennis, before the break, you asked, like, what's his first move? Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's his first move, but one of his first moves is figure out who you want to be on your team. Because, like, there's not a recruit out there that won't take a call from Bill Belichick. And even if it's not directly from Bill Belichick, if it's from an assistant saying, hey, we want you to play for Bill Belichick, there's not a recruit out there that won't at least take the call. So you have to sort out, I mean, this is not an exaggeration, thousands of names in the transfer portal. I think most of them you'll know within 2 seconds of turning the film on. Nope. But you have to sort through thousands of names to pick the ones you want. Do we have the clip of him on the McAfee show talking about how his program, at the time he said he were to run a college program, how it would be a NFL feeder program?
Yeah, right now.
We have the audio. This is how, again, just a couple days ago, he was talking about if he were a college football coach. Now we obviously know he will be a college football coach, but this is how he's going to run his program.
The college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It would be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football, whether that was the end of their college career or at the end of their pro career. But it would be, geared toward, developing the player, time management, discipline, structure, and all that would be life skills, regardless of whether they're in the NFL or in somewhere in business. And I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the National Football League to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to have the opportunity to compete in the National Football League. Whether they're good enough or not, I don't know, but they would be ready for it. I don't have any doubt about that.
That is a heck of a recruiting pitch. I'm only bringing players into my program that I think are NFL players, and I'm going to help them get there. I joke about him saying, like, picking out the flaws of recruits and thinking like that's going to be a negative. I see it as a positive. He's what does every single coach do when they call up a recruit? You're awesome. Oh, your skill set. We're gonna unlock it. You're great. Bill Belichick is going to call up and go, listen, I think you are, a better run defense technique away from being a day one draft pick. If you show up here, we're going to teach you the skills you need to be an NFL player. Oh, by the way.
All in.
I have 6 Super Bowl rings. 8 Super Bowl rings, if you include my time as a coordinator. I know what I'm talking about.
We are getting some terms about his salary and contract length, by the way.
Which Ralph D. Russo of The Athletic tweeting out sources, along with Brendan Marks, who we had on the show yesterday.
Yep.
Both work for The Athletic. UNC's deal with Bill Belichick is for 3 years and $30 million.
Just 3. Okay.
He's 70-something years old.
But still, I mean, this is like, we're going for it right here.
Going for it right here, and I still want to know if there's any Steve Belichick in the contract. But you know what stands out to me? This is a step up in resources. Mac Brown was making $5 million a year. Mac Brown was not the cheapest head coach in college football. He was making $5 million a year. They doubled it per year for Bill Belichick. This is UNC going above and beyond. They are making a bigger financial commitment to UNC being a football power.
Also, Chris Lowe of ESPN reporting Belichick has been lining up potential staff members to go with him for days and also exploring possible portal additions. The portal will obviously open up on Monday.
I refuse to be surprised by the fact that Bill Belichick's going to be well prepared. It's
100%.
One of this is execution time for him, right? The game plan has been made. He's probably been thinking about what he would do in these situations for months and months. Now that the deal is finalized, it's like execute, right? He's looking to his buddies that hey, run the play, run it. Like get to Chapel Hill as fast as you can. You, linebackers coach. You, offensive line coach. You, coordinator. Let's go. Portal. Here's your list of 10 names. Here's your list of 10 names. Like, he's already going to know what's going on. And you know, like I said, I refuse to be surprised by the fact that one of the best head coaches in the history of college football is well prepared to be a head coach. Like, the guy's going to have his plan. I am fascinated to see what names join him in Chapel Hill, though. Fascinated to see which names join him in Chapel Hill. We're going to stick around for a live overdrive, so we're not going anywhere. We'll be here for another half hour live. But here's Dennis Cox.
All right, folks, Dennis here from my friends over at Loan Pronto. Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down, people. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Listen, homeowners, especially homeowners out there, imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's all-new Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven technology to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client recently got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week you could be credit card debt-free. Don't wait. Get your cash fast. Call 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
UNC, Bill Belichick, it's happening. The confirmations are there from the national reporters. You know, we'll go to overdrive if we need to for this one. We're sticking around. We're not going anywhere. Dennis and I continue our reactions and maybe get some of yours live here on 99.9 The Fan next.
The Adam Gold Show.
I'm not saying Pyotr Kochetkov can't be the goaltender, but for the next 2.5 to 3 months, your tandem needs to be better than Kochetkov and Spencer Martin. Until Frederik Andersen comes back, to rely on those two goalies to get you through the next 40 games, man, that is a recipe I don't want to taste. Get me a backup goalie for Kochetkov.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
Are you looking for the perfect holiday gift? Did you know that Bailey's has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for our designer jewelry, fine diamonds, and luxury watches, but we also have a vast selection of beautiful jewelry and gifts under $500. You can make a piece of our Bailey's collection yours this Christmas. Add a little sparkle with the popular Icon Collection Tiny Diamond Hoops in either white, rose, or yellow gold for $395. For only $250, check out our beautiful Sterling Collection Diamonds by the Yard bracelet. Or select one of our Bailey's perfect layering necklaces. For $325, our Gold Mark Station necklace, or for only $275, our Icon Puffed Heart pendant. We're celebrating over 75 years of making holiday gifting easy. You can shop online at BaileyBox.com, or we invite you to visit one of our locations in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, and Greenville to see why every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree
It's Tim Donnelly for Window Nation. It's Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. Get 50% off all styles of windows and a bonus 10% off. Plus, you could get 0 interest for 6 years. Sale ends December 31st, so book a quote at 866-90Nation or at windownation.com.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Life without hearing aids can be frustrating.
Andy, did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I said I got the promotion, Dad. I thought you would be excited.
You're missing out on the important moments of your life because you just can't hear them. It's time to try the Jabra Enhanced Select 500, our smallest, most advanced hearing aid. With proprietary speech clarity technology, even the most complex listening situations like a noisy restaurant are crisp and clear. And you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Get Jabra Enhance over-the-counter hearing aids and stop missing the important moments. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAINE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAINE to 321-321.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and we've got the NBA on our minds. And FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from who will win the game to how many points a player will score. We got parlays, we got totals, we have everything, player props as well. Plus, you can check out newer bets, number of dunks, assists, 3-pointers in the next 3 minutes. My gosh, we're getting specific, aren't we? It doesn't matter if you tap into FanDuel before the game starts or after it's already tipped off. You can pick up a dub whenever, and now's the perfect time to do it. New customers, bet $5, win that bet, get $150 in bonus bets. How about that? FanDuel.com/AdamGold. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
6 o'clock, check of your weather here on 99.9 The Fan. Temperatures this evening is actually be dropping pretty cold tonight, down into the low 30s as a cold front didn't come through. Tomorrow, high around 51. It's going to be sunny. Low tomorrow night around the mid-20s. Weather update brought to you by Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Give the gift of a cool experience. Get a Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School gift card today. It's right on target. And check out their new merch online at deepriversportingclays.com. Again, deepriversportingclays.com.
It's 6 o'clock. Time to shift into overdrive. All highlights, no filler. As we run it back from the drive with Tim Donnelly.
Today we're staying live for Overdrive, so it's not replayed highlights. It's not our conversation from earlier. This is live here on 99.9 The Fan, and the reason being the confirmations have come out. Bill Belichick will be the head coach of UNC next year. Brendan Marks of The Athletic, along with Ralph Russo of The Athletic, reporting that is a 3-year, $10 million per year contract for Bill Belichick. The term is interesting. both the $10 million and the 3 years. Let's start with the 3 years. It's because now that we know, right, so much of the last week talking about Bill Belichick and UNC's courtship has been, will it happen? Does it make sense? Why might it happen? Why not might happen? Like all of these things about their potential partnership. Now that we know he's going to be the head coach of UNC next year, it's about what kind of program will he run, right? What does he bring to the table? And I'll tell you what I expect. I expect a factory. I expect this is not going to be warm and fuzzy. This is not going to be college football like the old timers dreamed of it from the 1940s, where your Letterman's jacket was your most prized possession. This is going to be the minor leagues. And I was trying to think of the proper example because, like, a lot of people are going to point to Bill Walsh. I don't know if everyone realizes this. Bill Walsh took a couple years off after being, at the time, maybe the greatest football coach at the NFL level, won a bunch of Super Bowls, took a couple years off, then coached Stanford for 3 years, which is very similar, right? Bill Belichick wins a bunch of Super Bowls, has, the Joe Montana of his era, Tom Brady, takes a year off, then goes to coach UNC. Very similar paths. But that's not what I think is the best kind of analogy or best comparison because the times are so different. I look at this as Calipari at Kentucky. I don't know if everybody realizes or remembers, but Calipari, like, to contrast from, like, the Dukes of the world, he was not like, oh, this is the brotherhood. He was like, you show up where I coach, and guess what? I will get you to the NBA. He was having pro days during training camp, inviting NBA scouts to Kentucky where they would, like, vertical jump and run the end line to end line and have them do the combine drills. There was no pretense. It was we understand why you're here. We're trying to get a national championship out of you in the meantime. Right? Calipari at Kentucky was saying, you want to play in the NBA, you don't need friends. You don't need brothers. You need somebody that's going to get you the most money possible. That's more what I feel from Bill Belichick. I don't think you're going to be getting a lot of high school recruits. I don't think you're going to be by the way, like, that's why the term is interesting. 3 years. His contract is 3 years. If he talks to a high school junior, well, your senior year is going to be year one in the contract. Your freshman year, where you're going to be sitting behind some NFL senior, is going to be year two. If you're lucky enough to play your redshirt freshman or sophomore year, it's the last year of Bill Belichick's contract. I think he's going to be going into the transfer portal looking for SEC, Big Ten, and primetime ACC players with 1 or 2 years of eligibility left and saying, you just need a little polish before the NFL comes.
Either that or if there's, like, some highly rated 4 or 5-star guys that he can just go ahead and flip.
Yep.
Even though they signed a letter of intent, like, doesn't matter. We'll get you here.
And they're going to be willing to pay. The reports are out there that the NIL funding will go up from $4 million last year to $20 million this upcoming year. This is going to be like, and I understand what you want. You want to play in the NFL. I have probably more experience than anyone else on the planet in the NFL, and I can tell you what you need to do. I can put you into the positions that you need to show the things that the NFL wants. You have 1 year of eligibility left? Great. I want to win this year. Come on over.
Who would have thought we got here?
Oh, not I. The other part is the reports are that Bill Belichick has already, reached out to potential staff members, has already started picking out portal targets. This could move very, very fast. The portal opened 2 days ago. How do you think Bill gosh darn Belichick feels about being 2 days later than everyone else to the portal? And his contract won't be approved by the Board of Trustees until a special meeting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So I doubt he's even, technically allowed to reach out to anyone in the portal till tomorrow. He's going to be 3 days behind some coaches. That is big time. So he'll show up ready to roll. Hat tip to Josh Graham, friend of the show, does some work up there in the Triad.
Mm-hmm.
He just tweeted out, this is good, right? He responded to Brendan Mark's report that it's a 3-year, $30 million deal.
Yeah.
For perspective, Hubert Davis is making 2.6.
Yeah,
There's a serious question. After this type of gigantic swing for a football coach, that comes with an expectation of NIL money, that comes with an expectation for money behind the scenes to assistants and administrators and front office and everything else. Is UNC trying to be a football school? Are they prioritizing football over basketball? And how would the fan base respond to that? Are you cool if basketball takes a back seat? I think there's a lot of fans out there that are pretty proud of that basketball program.
I know we got to take a break here in Overdrive, but
actually, I don't really know the clocks for Overdrive.
Yeah, this upcoming break is relatively long. But it's amazing because I know ESPN is actually on SportsCenter right now, has breaking news: Bill Belichick finalizing a deal. The eyeballs that are on UNC football right now is unprecedented. Let's just call it what it is. From a national standpoint, for a program that hasn't won an ACC title in football since 1980. Since 1980. And how many double-digit wins have they had since then? Double-digit win seasons? Not many.
Yep.
All eyes are on UNC football right now. Gosh, I can't wait for media days. Is July here yet?
Gosh.
No, he's talking
Let's
to
put
us.
in the request now to get a sit down with old Billy B.
Oh, no, it's going to happen.
Let's put in the request now.
It's going to
happen. That's the crazy part is this is Bill Belichick, the Bill Belichick we know. It's also college football, the college football we know pretty well. And it doesn't feel like the two match. Like college coaches, they do more with the media. They interact with the campus. And he is somebody that's like a hermit that loves football. It is an interesting match. Overdrive here on 99.9 The Fan will continue. We do have to take a break, but we'll be live coming out of the break to react more to Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels agreeing 3 years, $30 million. Bill Belichick's going to be their head coach. Stick around.
It's your last chance to snag Dell Technologies' lowest prices of the year before the holidays. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. This is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Wolfpack Sports Today is presented by Dreamfinders Homes. Homes built to fit your lifestyle. And now, here's Wolfpack Sports Today.
Goodbye, Gibby. I'm Tony Haynes, and I'll explain after this.
Dreamfinders Homes is excited to announce their partnership with NC State Athletics as the official home builder sponsor of the Wolfpack. With nearly 50 new and upcoming communities throughout the Carolinas, Dreamfinders Homes offers new and unique home plans built to fit your lifestyle. For more information on Raleigh communities like Glenmere Gardens, South Lakes, and Barrington, and all other move-in ready home inventory, visit DreamFindersHomes.com to find your dream home. That's DreamFindersHomes.com. Go Pack.
Maynard Service Company is your local expert in heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. For over 28 years, we have been dedicated to making your home a comfortable place to live. We service, repair, maintain, and install all brands, even geothermal. Maynard also has your water heater and generator needs covered. Call Maynard today for any of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs at 919-361-0993.
It was only a matter of time before NC State defensive coordinator Tony Gibson would leave Raleigh to become a head coach for the first time. And that time has arrived with the news that Gibson, a West Virginia native, will take over the football program at Marshall. The move not only means that Wolfpack head coach Dave Dorn is looking for a new defensive coordinator, but he has also seen an ever-growing coaching tree expand.
For me, it's a proud moment. You know, it's Coach Beck a few years ago, Eli Drinkwitz a few years ago, Mike Urimovich is now the head coach at Ball State. So there's a lot of guys that have worked for me that are now running their own programs, and I take a lot of pride in that. Super excited for them. And anytime a coach leaves, I look at that vacancy as an opportunity to improve.
Under Gibson, NC State has picked off 60 passes over the last 4 years, a figure that ranks second in the nation during that time. More in a moment.
The top-rated public golf course in Raleigh is none other than the Lonnie Pool Golf Course at NC State. No wonder this championship course was designed by Arnold Palmer and is challenging and fun to play for all skill levels. Join a league or take lessons. Check out the latest equipment in the golf shop. You can even have your swing analyzed or get a custom club fitting from one of the nation's premier master fitters. It's all here at your #1 golf course. Learn more at LonniePoolGolfCourse.com.
With Tony Gibson now gone, Nichols coach and former NC State linebacker Freddie Autry-Lindsey will call defenses when the Wolfpack meets East Carolina in the Military Bowl on December 28th.
You've been listening to Wolfpack Sports Today, brought to you by Dreamfinders Homes. Homes built to fit your lifestyle. Wolfpack Sports Today is a Learfield presentation of the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. I call games in Seattle and around the country, but I still spend a lot of time right here in the Triangle. When I'm here to see my family around the holidays, we always head to Buffalo Brothers. It's my go-to spot for stocking stuffers. Now through December 24th, buy a $40 gift card for someone special and get a $10 gift card for you. Now that's a deal, baby. Visit any of their 5 locations at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
It's truck season at John Heister Chevrolet, and if you've been waiting for the right deal on a Chevrolet Tahoe High Country, we've got it for you right now. Get yourself a big, beautiful 24 Chevy Tahoe High Country for up to $13,000 off. This incredible deal is for customers with a Costco membership who currently own a 2010 or newer Chevrolet passenger car or truck, or currently leasing a 2019 or newer Chevy passenger car or truck. See dealer for details. Get off your keister and get to John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay-Varina. Together, let's drive.
A new game has landed in North Carolina. Officials are calling this new species of game Cash Pop. So easy to play, it's out of this world. Reports confirm you just pick and match one number to win up to $2,500. With 5 drawings every day, cash landings have been cited across the state. So be on the lookout for Cash Pop from the North Carolina Education Lottery. The wins are out there. Must be 18 to play. See Cash Pop prize and odds chart at nclottery.com for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Gift an icon this holiday season. The Omega Speedmaster, known as the Moonwatch. This legendary timepiece made history as the only watch selected by NASA to withstand the extreme environment of space, and was worn by the legendary astronauts on the first journey to the moon. With its timeless design and unmatched durability, the Omega Speedmaster continues to inspire adventure seekers worldwide. Find your perfect Speedmaster at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, voted best jeweler. Learn more at baileybox.com.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Are you coming here because you're going to put my Christmas tree up?
I wish. No, I'm coming here just to say happy holidays to all of our customers, and thank you so much for this business for this year. We've done great, and it's been a great year, and just want to say thank you to all the folks out there that have done business with us this year.
Has it been a more difficult year? Has the weather been unusually bad? Is Santa going to be mad?
I don't think so. I think we've had a great year. You know, again, that's just a testament to our customers. They're loyal. We have a lot of customers, and we're just here to say thank you.
Santa's going to land on a lot of new roofs that you guys have put up.
And we can repair them. That's the perfect part of that.
Who else do you want to give a Merry Christmas wish to?
Our customers and our employees as well. You know, everybody in the office that makes it happen. Sammy, who makes it happen for us every day. So
I'm sure he gets all the Christmas wishes. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com online. Free, no obligation estimate there. Patrick Day's there.
We're in overdrive on 99.9 The Fan. Today's key highlights and opinion from The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
We stuck around. We're still live here on Overdrive today on 99.9 The Fan. Because right at the end of the drive, the powers that be, the big national reporters finally relented and confirmed that Bill Belichick will be the head coach of UNC. We've received some details from The Athletic. Brendan Marks, who was on the show yesterday. 3 years, $30 million for Bill Belichick. He has already started reaching out to staff members and already started reaching out to or making a portal plan for players. Bill Belichick is in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So almost as soon as you hire him, which will be tomorrow morning officially at 9 a.m. when the emergency board of trustees meetings takes place, you have to be thinking succession plan.
Yes.
That is my next big question, is because the reports were that Bill Belichick wanted some kind of agreement that the coach in waiting is Steve Belichick, his son, who is currently the defensive coordinator for the Washington Huskies. I want to know if that's true. And if not, I want to know what UNC's plan is, because they are going to be, again, by all reports, kind of completely revolutionizing and upheaving their structure and building their football program in the image of what Bill Belichick wants. There will be a front office. There will be they have a GM now, but I think that role will be a very different role than the GM role that they've had. There will be budgets for certain things that are quite large. And I don't know if you want to like build a Ferrari without knowing who's going to be driving it 4 or 5 years from now. Like, you're going to want to have that plan. And for recruits, I think you're going to want to have that plan. So is Steve Belichick the guy? If not, what's the plan for if and when Bill Belichick doesn't want to coach anymore? The other side of that is Bill Belichick is a psycho. And I say that say that like complimentary as a compliment.
Yeah.
He is a psycho.
You're kind of crazy here, bud.
There's no reason for him to want this. His legacy secured. He's in his 70s. His money secured. He could just chill the rest of his life. He could do the media thing, pop onto the Manning cast and Pat McAfee once a week and chill. Why would you put your legacy at stake here? Right? If he shows up and this goes horrendously, if he gets circles coached around him by, you know, the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator from Louisville, like that's not a gold star to end your career on.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it proves is some of the things that he's always tried to project are true. I think this guy genuinely doesn't care what the outside world thinks.
He doesn't.
He is somebody that just wants to be around football, coach football, be in locker rooms, teach the game, pass along what he's learned. He's just a football coach that wants to coach football.
Just loves doing it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I actually think it's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
When everyone else is thinking about, like, he's 14 wins away from being the all-time NFL winningest coach, from passing Don Shula and making his legacy one notch higher. And no, he's not going to, you know, publicly stump for NFL jobs and chase records. He's like, no, I'll go coach in college. I'll go teach the next generation of NFL stars how to be pros. That's kind of commendable. Like, this is not an easy turnaround. UNC squeaked into bowl eligibility this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, like, it's not just you have to do better. It's the measure of success when you double the previous head coach's salary, Mac Brown making $5 million, Bill Belichick getting $10 million a year. When you 5 times your NIL commitment, again, due to reporting from the USA Today, that the NIL commitment is going from $4 million to $20 million to get Bill Belichick. When you're getting those kind of boosts, it's not like, hey, we won 6 games this year, win 7 or 8. It's like, let's win an ACC championship and go make noise in the college football playoff. That's how this is going to be judged as far as success or failure. And you're in your 70s, so it's not like you have 10 years to get there. It's like you gotta get there quick. This is funny. Gary Myers, who is covers the Giants, it looks like, but he's ex-Dallas Morning News. He's HBO. He just tweeted, I just texted Lawrence Taylor, the greatest player in North Carolina history. Obviously, UNC history is what he's talking about there. To get his thoughts on Bill Belichick taking the job at his alma mater. Taylor texted back, UNC's stock has just gone up.
Yeah. And remember, he coached Lawrence Taylor as a defensive coordinator,
Yep.
So something that's interesting about the stock's going up.
What do you got that's interesting?
I find it interesting is like we talked about earlier, like who initiated this conversation.
Yeah.
And this is actually an article written by Adam Schefter on ESPN. It's Pete Thamel, Adam Schefter, and Chris Lowe, the article that they have on ESPN, the three of them that really broke it like in terms of the actual official hire. I know Inside Carolina had the reports earlier today. But Belichick's hiring at North Carolina was spearheaded by board chair John Pryor, who had honed in on Belichick in recent weeks. The sides met multiple times at length, including for 5 hours on Sunday, and those talks culminated with Belichick's finalizing the deal Wednesday. I don't know. I just find it interesting that the board chair, John Pryor, is the one that initiated this, not Bubba Cunningham.
It's interesting.
I find it interesting because we had the reports from The Athletic the other day about how there's kind of, a lack of a better term, a clash between the athletic department, at least with Bubba Cunningham, and members, some of the board of trustees. It's that, did someone go past somebody and did Bubba Cunningham get put in a position where he has to make this decision? There's a lot that goes into this. We'll have to explore tomorrow.
There's a lot, and we might not get those details, but I'll also say this. Sometimes it takes someone that doesn't know the industry to try something this outside the box.
Yeah.
Like Bubba Cunningham, he's been the athletic director for over a decade. He knows, he's very well connected in college. He probably is too rational to even think to call Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, board members, board of trustees, a lot of times they're from other industries. They're very successful people. They're in they're a little bit of the outsider, the disruptor. And if John Pryor was the one that made the call, it might have been because he didn't know how stupid it was to make that call. And then it got met with the kind of a warm reception. And actually, maybe, okay, yeah, I'm going to tell other people about this.
Yeah.
It's not a no. I want to know who else John Pryor called. It was called Belichick, called Popovich, called
yeah, right. Rob Brindamore.
Yeah, exactly. Called Coach K. I mean, he was it's just when you're the kind of the outsider, you're less worried about ideas being dumb and more let's see.
Hit up Roy.
Yeah, we got hit up Roy Williams. Called Michael Jordan.
Why not?
Just that's how kind of outlandish I think it is to think that Bill Belichick would have taken this job, and then he did. That's what we have to wrap our heads around. It is that kind of a wild and out there scenario, and it worked. So UNC got arguably in the conversation for the greatest football coach to ever live.
Yeah.
To agree to be their head coach. Now we all get to sit back and watch and see what he does with that opportunity.
Big swing for the fences by Carolina.
And I don't think it's their last big swing. I think you're going to see some names in the portal. I think you're going to see some assistant coaches, some names that surprise you, that make you go, oh, yeah, Bill Belichick. He is a gravitational pull towards newsmakers in the sport. That's about going to do it for us here. Thank you for hanging with us. We stayed live on Overdrive to give you as much reaction as we can, and guess what? It will continue tomorrow. 3 o'clock for the drive. Next up at 9, they will be live tomorrow for more reaction. Obviously, the Adam Gold Show as well, all right here on 99.9 The Fan. Enjoy it. Celebrate, Tar Heel fans. I'm serious. It's a good day for you. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox.
And Victoria Bodenecker.
And we want to help you celebrate hockey and the holidays.
Welcome our new 99.9 The Fan tradition.
The 5 Days of Canesmas, presented by Hardee's.
It starts Monday the 16th as we celebrate our love for our hometown hockey team by giving you stuff.
Listen all week long to win gift cards from Hardee's and special hockey surprises.
Let's stuff your stuff